And welcome in to the Junior Livestock Sale, a part of the 88th Annual Lee County Fair and Rodeo in Lovington. And this is one of the marquee events because, after all, the Lee County Fair and Rodeo, a lot of it is about the kids, the young people, and this tradition of agriculture, livestock growing, ranching, all of that here in southeast New Mexico and friends and neighbors in West Texas. So Lee County kids have worked hard, and we're just about to get this auction started here. We do want to let you know we heard from Brian Pointer of the Lee County Fair and Rodeo Board last night that there were 125 animals registered for sale. And we're taking just a moment for prayer before the start of this auction. So we'll take just a moment as we bow our heads. I'll quickly and quietly tell you our Lee County Fair, our board is made up of Chair Chris Allen. The Vice Chair is Brian Pointer, Vivian Flemons, Rick Scott, Kyle Johnston, Deanne Kimbrough, Tyson Pierce, Dustin Gaskins, Clay Tom Cooper, and Amber Groves are all member of that fair board. Of course, our bigger Lee County Board of Commissioners include Gary Eidson, Brad Weber, Dean Jackson, Jonathan Sennett, and Pat Sims. And we are going to have our salute to the American flag. We have our auctioneer who's addressing the crowd. We are going to say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This will take the place of our national anthem this morning. We've had the prayer, the Pledge of Allegiance, and we are ready to go as our auctioneer has the first animal coming up. The Packer bids, by the way, go 50 cents a time, goats $2.60 a time, lambs $1.60, steers $1.80, and dairy heifers $2. And we are going to start off number one on this junior livestock sale, and I need to introduce TJ Miracle. Welcome into the broadcast, and are we ready to go, TJ?
We are as ready as we're going to be. Today's coverage is brought to you by our friends at J&J Rentals for all of your porta potties and roll-off needs. J&J Rentals, great supporters of the Lee County community.
Absolutely. The auctioneer, by the way, today is Shane Hall. So that's a big job. Of course, we acknowledge all of the workers who really work hard before, during, and after this livestock sale. As you see a number of spotters on the floor, they are bid spotters, and they're going to raise their hand if they see a bid in the crowd for the auctioneer to be able to recognize and proceed with the bidding. We also have the sweepstakes cake. Yes, and Michaela Pierce of High Lonesome 4-H is your senior home economic sweepstakes winner, and that I tell you what, that represents a huge amount of work. The sweepstakes entries, men, every one of these young men and women have to work very hard with a certain number of sweepstakes entries in every category, and it requires, hours and hours of time and learning skills and being able to, combine the 4-H aspect with the FFA aspect. So you've got to do more than show animals and to be this complete sweepstakes winner. So that, as is tradition, that will be the very first thing that is auctioned off here this morning to get everything started. And Michaela is down there on hand. She not only has the sweepstakes cake, which looks fantastic. Hopefully on the video you're reading that okay. But there's always an add-on. There's always something extra. You'll notice when the young people show their animals, they will always have a basket of goodies or something else that goes along with that to sweeten the pot. And Michaela is holding an extra, it looks like maybe an extra cake, a smaller one. Bids are proceeding. Deanne Kimbrough's over here spotting, raising her hand, saying, yes, there was another bid. Your auctioneer, Shane Hall, is spotting those bids. $830, I believe, at this point. $1,000. I think $1,250, I believe, is where we are. $4,500 bid is where we are. Wow. $4,500. Congratulations to Michaela Pierce. Wow. That is an expensive cake. It will be, as is the tradition, the cake will be cut and the pieces will be available to everyone here in the show ring. So they will they offer the first pieces, of course, and there's a whole tradition that goes along with all of that, the cutting and the offering and then the consuming, the consumption of that cake. So congratulations, $4,500. I think that's a great start to the auction. I think right before, as we were going on the air, the auctioneer mentioned that Eddy County had theirs already, and Lee County is always in competition wanting for our livestock auction to raise more money than Eddy County for sure. So up next is number 2, Jet Parker of Eunice FFA, and he has a market steer. And I believe the show weight for that market steer is 1,166 pounds. Wow. I believe they started off with $1,000, $5,000 bid, $4,000 bid. Okay, 4,000. At $4,250, the bids are still coming in. $5,750 the bid for this market steer, being shown very well by Jet Parker. As that's a lot of steer. Wow, that's a big one, but he's struggling with him handling them. And that bid is complete. So congratulations to the buyer on the market steer, the first animal to be auctioned during this 88th annual junior livestock auction with the Lee County Fair and Rodeo. And we have the buyers clubs listed. The video will capture the big board, the banner board across the show ring here. So you can see the different buyers clubs. And those are very important. That allows people who can't afford to, to bid on and buy a $5,750 animal to be able to spend $100, $200, $20 even, and be in on the bid and support the youth of Lee County. This is a beautiful horse. Landon Peterson of Tatum 4-H has your prospect yearling class grand champion. Man, beautiful horse, and she's done spent some time with braiding on the mane. And the tail really got that horse, this yearling, looking just spectacular. Got a beautiful white face. And that's a very young girl, a very small girl, a very big horse. Landon Peterson, Tatum 4-H. The bids are proceeding. It's a young man. I'm sorry. I think I said young girl, young man. I was looking down, I think, at one of our little sweetheart royalty with her crown and hat. And Landon has a big hat. That hat, maybe the smallest hat he can get.
I think Landon is a girl.
Landon is a girl. Okay, all right. So, well, it's hard to tell that with the hat and everything down. I was afraid when I called her a girl at first that I was wrong, and I wanted to correct that if I was. But Landon, I believe, is a female. So, that's got that big 10-gallon hat coming down. Yes, I see she is now. And I was so busy looking at the horse at first, too. She's got a big smile, though, as she's showing that horse. 15,000, 15,500 the bid right now, I believe. $15,500, the winning bid on that. So, wow. And TJ, I think, are you keeping a running total for us here? Okay. So we got the cameras set up. It's pretty static as the animals move in and out of the show ring. We're showing that for you pretty well. And TJ's got a calculator out. So we're doing a running bid. It will give us an unofficial total and get very close to what the amount is at the end when the bidding stops, and all of the 124 animals, I think it's 124 is the end of the list here. So, and actually one of those items is the cake, so it's 123 animals today. And I think that's about what we had last year. It was about that, 120, 130, somewhere in that neighborhood. So it's pretty consistent. So now, up next, and we have stopping for a picture, a family picture, group picture to be taken. As you can see, it's interesting to look around and watch and look and see the animals that have been shown, and they move back to another area, where a photo area where that's taken, and then there's an awful lot of paperwork, so that has to be done as the bidders register, and then they come in, and as they buy, there's paperwork to be done and checks to be handled. And of course, the whole time there are animals and young people with their animals getting ready to show, getting ready to come in the show ring. So it takes a lot of organization and help and to get everything and everybody in the right place at the right time. The photo is done. It's time to move on with the next animal during this livestock, this 2024 Junior Livestock Sale here. And it is in the show ring. All right, Oscar Mojica is up next. Hobbs FFA. And he is showing a market lamb, which is the breed champion. So you're going to see the best example of a market lamb at this year's fair and rodeo is right here, right now. And I believe there are two breed champions there's one market lamb, and then the market swine will follow. But this is a fine one, and there's quite an art to showing the lambs and the goats. You got to pull up that head. It's very, very much like in the dog world. When you're showing dogs, there are certain ways and poses that you have to do and hit, and those animals have to be trained to not struggle too much, and that's where all the training, the preparation by these young people is. They don't just feed them, water them, brush them, clean them, clean out the stalls and get the food. I mean, it's a lot of work, but showing is an art in and of itself. And it never hurts to smile. A big smile kind of will goose some of the bids up a little bit, and some appreciation for the way that market lamb is being shown. And Oscar is really putting him through its paces, really turning him around so that everybody can get a really good look at just what a beautiful animal. All right, that's sold, and I believe the 4,500 was the winning bid on that, with a nice basket of extra goodies to go along. Oscar Mojica with that breed champion market lamb. Congratulations. It's a good price for that market lamb. And we're moving on to number 5 on our auction list. Robert Martinez of Tatum FFA with the market swine breed champion. And again, you move from your lamb showmanship to the swine showmanship. And it's all about prompting the pig, so to speak, keeping him in line, showing him all the way around so everybody can appreciate just what a fine-looking animal he is, and enjoy the showmanship too, as well, as Robert keeps his eyes up on the bidders and down, and it's always great. Everybody can really appreciate that. I think 7,500 is where we are on the bid right now. Good price. for that market swine breed champion right here. The bid is at $7,500. Yep. Oh, 7,000 is where we end. Yeah, he was trying to get a bid of 7,500, didn't make that, but 7,000 is the sale price. So congratulations to Robert Martinez of Tatum FFA. That brings up number 6 on our auction list. It's going to be Cooper Kirby of Tatum FFA with the Prospect Yearling Grand Champion. Wow, another beautiful horse. This is a beautiful chestnut with black mane and tail. Got some really nice gold and leather hardware on the bridle. Nice. Tell you, they really have to work on these horses. And day of is so important. All the day of grooming. I guarantee you these kids were here last night, late last night, early this morning, and getting them ready to show their very best. $13,000 bid is what he's calling for right now. $13,500 for that Grand Champion Prospect Yearling. Beautiful. So congratulations, Cooper Kirby. And I tell you what, so we're only a few animals in, and we've got a pretty good subtotal going on right now.
Right at 50,000 right now. 50,500 unofficially.
All right, long ways to go, because I know that that Shane Hall, your auctioneer, said he was tossing out wannabe numbers at the end of this thing and saying 2 million, and we'll see. I think they'll easily pass the 1 million mark. It depends on how much over that this year's auction will go. Brings in number 7 on the list, Addison Goff of High Lonesome 4-H, who has your Grand Champion Dairy Heifer. And that, again, is a lot of beef. And Cooper Kirby is showing that.
Addison Goff.
Oh, Addison Goff, sorry about that. Cooper Kirby was last. Yeah, I was looking up and watching the bids come in already, as Addison is keeping her dairy heifer very still. When you got an animal that big, just rolling that much beef into the show ring, you want to get it there and keep it. There's not a whole lot of room to even turn around down there for an animal that big. Bids are coming in, no problem. They're flying. That I don't blame them. That is a great dairy heifer. And because it's a heifer and a dairy heifer, yeah, $13,500, another $13,000, 500 total on that animal. So very good job on that dairy heifer. Unlike a market steer that's headed for market, the dairy heifer headed for the dairy farm. So as Addison Goff gets that heifer down the line, ready for the photo and the processing, all the rest of the paperwork, the buyers, of course, make their way over to the tables to officially sign that they've bought. And this is going to be number 8 on the list, Katie Godwin of High Lonesome 4-H, and she's got the Grand Champion egg producer here. And as is the tradition, since, of course, that this is one animal that is not going to be, out in the show ring. So she's got the photo to show that and taking bids on this. So Katie Godwin with your grand champion egg producer, and she's got, I would bet that's probably a younger brother or a part of the family who's helping her. So she is showing her very fine poultry. Showing the picture, holding that up a little higher so everybody can get a look at that. I think 6,000 is where we are. 6,750 is the bid they're looking for. 6,500 for Katie Godwin. So congratulations to Katie. As we proceed with this 2024 Junior Livestock Sale here at the Lee County Fair, your auctioneer Shane Hall, and that's going to bring up number 9 on the list of 124 items and sellers here today. Number 9 is Hannah Kinsolving of Tatum 4-H, and she has the best of breed and best of class here. Her New Zealand Broken.
And because of the bird flu epidemic going on right now, I did hear the auctioneers say that
they're
the
keeping
birds
them covered,
and they are not in attendance, so to speak.
So that's, of course, we talked about the fact that she just had the picture and was showing the picture. So they're taking a caution, and I think that's great to protect everything and everybody and all of the animals. So this, of course, is your first example of a rabbit in today's show and sale. Well, today is the sale, really. They are showing these animals, but the particular shows for all of these different animals have taken place, earlier in the week, and that's how they came up with the champions, grand champions, the reserve champions, and a lot of these animals that will be sold, were not necessarily did not necessarily win prizes, but they will go for good prices and sold. What was the final total on that?
$72.50.
$72.50. So nice for the first rabbit that we are seeing, the New Zealand Broken, best of breed and best in class. So that's a very good example of another fine animal that is being sold during this livestock auction and sale. Auctioneer Shane Hall is so good with these young people. He teases them. A lot of these, he's been doing this a while. He remembers some of these kids from year to year, and will talk and tease them a little bit, the ones he knows. And he's funny. You want that out of an auctioneer, is that good sense of humor. Number 10, Jillian Lockwood of Enchantment 4-H is up in the show ring right now with the meat goat. This is our first goat of the show and sale, and this is your grand champion meat goat right here. And Jillian Lockwood showing that meat goat, pulling up that neck, letting everybody get a good look at that animal. And that was pretty quick.
$5,000.
Yeah, $5,000 for another good-looking animal here, and that was number 10 on the list. Your grand champion meat goat. Adding to the total, as it doesn't take long. And there's someone right here coming up with a piece of that sweepstake cake. It looks really good. Looks delicious. Now, number 11 on the list is Joshua Harris, by the way, from Tatum 4-H, and he has your grand champion versatility. This is another fine example of a horse, and he's looking to get top dollar for this. Oh, thank you. That's nice. Are you sure? Do you want it? Thank you. Somebody offered a piece of cake, so we can sample that if you'd like. When we get a chance, we'll take a bite. Thank you. This is a remarkable horse. The auctioneer Shane Hall was just going through the list of awards that this horse has accrued during its young life, and a beautiful looking horse that's being shown well by Joshua Harris of Tatum 4-H. Grand champion in the versatility classes. And already quite the pedigree here, quite the list of awards and recognition for this horse. Looking to get top dollar for this horse. Of course, I'm trying I've got trying not to be too obvious as I maybe, blow my nose and fiddle with my hair. I don't want to be. I'm not a bidder, and I don't want to raise my hand too much and make too much notice. You got to be careful.
Got to be very careful. Sneeze
right.
and you might be out 10 grand.
Exactly. Of course, they had the buyer's breakfast this morning at 7:30, and that's an annual tradition. And I can still as we walked into the showroom this morning, we could smell I smelled bacon and eggs. I could smell the lingering effects of the breakfast, which I'm sure was well attended and much appreciated. And the bidding, 30,000.
Actually, it's 20.
He's asking for 30,000, but yeah. $20,000. That is the single biggest amount for an animal yet in this auction this morning.
And that does put us unofficially over the $100,000 mark.
Excellent. So $20,000 for that very. I think that horse is worth every penny of that. So smart buyer. And congratulations to Joshua Harris. A lot of hard work paying off there. And number 12, Eric Duncan is now up in the show ring representing Enchantment 4-H with your Senior Handicraft Sweepstakes. The Senior Handicraft Sweepstakes. And again, a few of these items in the auction today are not going to be animals, as these 4-H and FFA young people show you a lot of hard work in the sweepstakes entries. And he's the Senior Handicraft Sweepstakes winner. So congratulations to Eric. And I think what's being displayed is just a small sampling of the entries that had to be completed to be able to enter and to win this category. So a number of things, and then add-ons for that. Not add-ons. That's something different that will come in after this junior livestock sale. They will hold it open for a certain amount of time to allow for people to add on to the totals. But these young people who are showing animals, I said, will almost always have an extra. They'll have an extra basket of goodies or a number of bonus items that go along with that. And that was sold.
5,000.
5,000 was your final total. So congratulations, Eric Duncan, 5,000 for the Senior Handicraft Sweepstakes winner. And they're moving that along over to the picture for the pictures. And they're moving the next animal in, and this
very good. Yeah,
is number 13, Hayden Wheeler of Tatum 4-H. Another example of a small small young person handling a very large animal very well. Hayden Wheeler of Tatum 4-H with your market steer, and this market steer was number 2 in its class in the show. This was number 2. The number 1 market steer was the very first animal that was auctioned off. That was Jet Parker. This is Hayden Wheeler with a market steer. Very good looking animal again. And being just a little contrary, but Hayden's handling him well. The bids are flying. So it's always great to see the support that individuals, companies, and organizations give to our young people of Lee County in this annual sale. And you've got some folks in the audience trying to prompt those bids. You can hear the clapping. They want to keep it going. That's their signal of let's keep that figure moving up. A little bit more. You got a bidding war going on. I see it's really between a couple of different bidders. And they're looking back and forth. I see a third one, yeah. 18,000 is where the auctioneer is asking for 18,000. 18.5 is what he's asking for now. Wow. And here's where the auctioneer is going to do his best to goose the bids up a little bit. He doesn't want this to stop. So yes, he's trying to encourage them, goose those bids up a little, and he succeeded. Wow. $20,500.
That is the largest we've had thus far.
Yeah, that beats the $20,000 for the horse a few minutes ago. So $20,500. Congratulations to Hayden Wheeler with that market steer. And again, you get that much beef moving, you don't want him going too fast. You're not, because nobody's stopping him. Nobody's going to stop him. That is that's a lot of beef right there. So that brings up number 14 on the list, Paxton Angel of Tatum 4-H with another horse. This is in your prospect yearling class, and here we've got the reserve grand champion here. So Paxton, and here we go. Shane Hall is all right. So Shane is so good with these young people. Gives them some good-natured teasing, but also it's really designed to just kind of allow you to make a connection with that young people and that young person, and not just appreciate the animal that they're showing or the items that they have, but to see them as the young man or young woman as they are. And I tell you what, he's doing a nice job. Good showmanship here with Paxton. Taking off his hat, he's really turning that horse around, and he's doing a good job, I tell you. And that is another beautiful horse. I tell you what, we've got some great looking animals here today. I mean, it seems it's every year, but I tell you, this is a banner year so far. Let's hope that the totals will really reflect how amazing these are. So 18.5, I believe?
I think it was 13.5.
13.5. So 13,500. Again, that's a good total for a yearling, for that prospect yearling. That is excellent. So congratulations, Paxton Angel. And this brings up number 15 on the auction list, Aiden Anthony from Tatum 4-H with your Market Lamb Reserve Breed Champion. So this is a number 2 animal, and Aiden Anthony is doing her best to get this Market Lamb shown to the best of her ability, to try to get every dollar she can. As auctioneer Shane Hall was also just kind of giving some words of advice to people to bidders in the crowd, to make sure that they don't get overlooked, that he can see everybody and know, very clearly if they're bidding or not. And of course, members of the Lee County Fair and Rodeo Board are helping to act as bid spotters to help the auctioneer. And we have an awful lot of folks who are standing and watching and appreciating this. People who are, many of whom are connected with these young people. Some of whom are bidding and actively watching and bidding and looking to buy. Families and supporters, and it takes not just these young people, but that their family is also involved and supportive. What do we end up with on that one?
$67.50.
$6,750 to Aiden Anthony for that Reserve Breed Champion Market Lamb. That's a nice amount. She showed that very well. Whew, I catch a whiff of gasoline, something.
I think
My
somebody's
goodness, kerosene maybe?
I think it's
Starting up.
propane. Somebody's
Propane,
firing up
okay.
a grill somewhere.
All right. Whew, does smell strong.
Vendor booths opening here in a few minutes, and so they'll be firing up probably maybe the pork kebab place.
Could be. Whew, it's very strong. And that brings up number 16, Parker Duncan of Enchantment 4-H with a breed champion, a market swine. So this is the second pig that we have seen in this auction this morning. As Parker Duncan puts that pig through his paces. His prompter pole. Encouraging that pig to go all the way around the ring so everybody can get a good look. As Shane Hall reminds everybody that we're in competition here. that we want to do better. And a lot of these animals apparently, you know, these young people took them over and showed them, and may have been in the Eddy County Fair as well. So as bids proceed, we want to remind you that today's coverage, this broadcast, this video coverage is being brought to you by J&J Rentals. J&J, think about them for all of your rental needs, porta potties, different items that you often need. J&J Rentals, certainly who you want to think of, and they're always supportive of our youth of Lee County, and we appreciate them sponsoring this again this year. Your 2024 Junior Livestock Sale here in the pavilion, the show ring. $5,500 on this, so that's a total $5,500 for this breed champion market swine. Congratulations, Parker Duncan, $5,500. And where are we, TJ
and
Miracle?
That does take us over the 150,000 mark unofficially at 154.
All right, thank you very much. Glad you've got the calculator and you're keeping this running total for us. Of course, it's unofficial, and but it's gonna we'll have the. It'll be in the ballpark for sure. It may not be down to the penny or the dollar, but it'll be very, very close. So keeping track of this. Shane Hall needs a break to take a sip. He's doing a very excellent job. As the next animal, they take some time to bring up another horse. This is in the Prospect Yearling class, and this is going to be Noah Harris of Tatum 4-H coming and showing this horse. Noah Harris, got a figure related to Joshua Harris, both of Tatum 4-H, both showing horses. And Joshua Harris did very well and sold the grand champion in the versatility class. Now Noah Harris comes in with this gorgeous, this is the first gray that we've seen. Really beautiful markings on this horse. Looks nice, of course. Got a star on its forehead. Lovely markings. Really great looking horse. $6,250 for this Prospect Yearling class horse. So congratulations to Noah Harris. And that really is, that's a gorgeous animal and in such good shape. I tell you what, so much work. You look at every animal, and what I see is not just how good, how shiny and clean and how good the animal looks today, ready for the auction, but I see all the work. I see this past year of feeding and care and you know, everything that goes in. And these young people work hard. Their families are working hard around them and supporting, and many times there are several kids in a family, and they're accustomed to hard work, and that's what's being rewarded here. It's not just the animal but it's rewarding the young person for all of that work and care and giving them the money to turn around, spend a certain amount of whatever comes in for the animal to turn around and buy another animal or maybe more than one, and start the process all over again for next year's auction. So it's important. And they save. I was talking to someone in preparation for this event earlier this week, and they said they remembered showing animals as a kid. They were able to get in, and for several years they showed. They saved money out of every one that they sold. They kept buying animals, but they put money away with everyone, and he said that money helped him buy his first house. Among other things, it helped him finish his education and buy his first house. That's pretty amazing. But that's what these young people are starting here. And when you've got a young man, I don't know how old that Jarrett Allen was with this dairy heifer. Don't know. He's in Tatum 4-H. A young man. I mean, he looks, don't know. He's just probably maybe 10 years old, something like that. It could be 8, could be 12, something in there. It's hard to say. But he's already doing such good work and already making the money. But they're going to turn right around. It takes a lot to plan. And they have books. They have their budget books that they have to keep to show how much they're spending and how much is going in, how much they've got. And they really have to work every angle, not just feeding and caring, but keeping track of all of that. And that's part of it. So this brings up, after Jarrett Allen, it's number 19, Madeline Holiday of High Lonesome 4-H with Standard Fancy, the grand champion, Standard Fancy. And again, TJ was talking about the fact that there's bird flu that, with the prevalence of that and the detection of that they're taking precautions, right?
Yeah, just taking precautions to make sure it doesn't spread here in Lee County. So they do have the smaller animals, especially the chickens, away from the ring. So. Yeah,
the fowl. So the chickens, the laying hens, the roosters, all of the fowl will be not actually present, and they're showing the pictures and the representation of that. And what was the final in that?
4,500.
4,500. Congratulations, Madeline Holiday. That's a good amount for a grand champion Standard Fancy there, as she, of course, that animal not present, but. And we appreciate it's sad on one hand to not be able to have the actual animal here and be able to see that, but you have to do what you have to do, and I think you've got to be cautious and protect the animals, and everyone, just to make sure that does not spread. So that brings up number 20, Tessa Kirby of Tatum 4-H, on the list with her best of breed and variety and Grand 4 class in the mini satin broken black. And of course, this is another rabbit. I believe this is just our second rabbit of the show and sale. The bids are flying around. You can hear the clappers. Friends and family, I'm sure, wanting to keep that bid going. So Tessa Kirby with a big smile and her basket of rabbit and the little, she's got another sack too that goes along with this. $6,500?
That is
all right,
correct.
6,500 for the mini satin broken black, best of breed and variety of Grand 4 class. So that's a special animal and the second rabbit that we've seen. So congratulations there. And that brings up number 21 on the list of, there are 123 items. You can, or 124. So we're going to be here a while. But Sydney Rice is next on the list. Sydney from your Tatum FFA with the reserve grand champion meat goat. And Sydney getting that meat goat ready. Got to be posed. Got to get those hind legs, those back legs set. Front leg set. Show that the full stretch of the animal. Show its haunches. Get it ready. Then stretch up that neck, so everybody can appreciate just how good that looks. And of course, sometimes your animal, no matter how much you've gone through training and some on the day, some are just a little contrary. And she's going to give up for now and go ahead and take that around the ring, because sometimes no matter what. They know it's a big day, so she's just resetting. Just take it around the ring. And then second time. And a lot of times these animals, when you're training the animal, you don't have a lot of people around. You don't have a crowd, and you don't have this noise. And when you get into the show ring and for this and then the auction, you know, for the animal, there's so much noise, so many distractions, and some of the animals, despite the training, are just spooked by all this. They're just a little unnerved, a little spooked, and they're just it's gonna be hard for them to settle down. And what do we end up with this?
I believe it was $8,250.
$8,250 on this, so $8,250. Congratulations, Sydney Rice, for her reserve grand champion meat goat. I'm going to move that along to the picture portion and then back there, adding to the photo gallery. It's nice because these young people get back there, and the pictures it'll be for the family. The animal will be shown and they're in the picture, but they'll have an opportunity to get their family in there, and that whole support system is recognized, and that's a good thing. That's a really great thing. Whoa, another mound of beef here hitting the auction block. Number 22 on the list is Connor Davis of High Lonesome 4-H with a market steer, and this market steer was number 2, finished second in the class. Good looking. Connor Davis. Just trying to keep that market steer quiet and in place. Just takes experience. $15,000 is what the auctioneer is asking for. 13, not 15. Okay, thank you. I thought it was 13 a minute ago, but then I thought, well, maybe they got he got another bid up. 14 is where we are. Wow. Woo! Got a bidding war going on here. $21,000. Wow. Woo! Those got a little bidding war just down below in the stands, just a few rows down below where we are.
And that does take us over the $200,000 mark, and that is the largest so far purchase with the market steer, the runner-up market steer.
Yes. Yeah. So congratulations, Connor Davis, $21,000. And again, we've had $20,000 and $20,500, but that $21,000 does make it the single biggest amount for an animal yet. That may not, we have a long ways to go. We're at number 23 on the list right now, the end of the first page of our auction list here, and that's number 23, Shelby Peterson of Tatum 4-H with another horse representing Prospect Yearling class, and was first place in this, was not the champion or reserve champion, but first place in the Prospect Yearling class, and this is a Palomino. What a gorgeous animal. Again, we've had some amazing looking animals here of all varieties, shapes, and colors, but this is a stunning horse. A great example, too, of you see the braiding on the tail, you see the work on the mane, you see, just getting it ready. But, man, I tell you, what goes into that is that horse is so not just trained, but so great. And a white face on that, too. Got the mane coming down to accentuate the markings on her face. And she's doing a nice job. Big smile from Shelby Peterson. She should be proud. She's got a stunning animal, and the bidders are really appreciating the look of this. Bidding up. 15,000 is where we are at this. Well worth that, for sure. Genetics plays a big part of just how well these animals look, but making the most of them. And 15.5, I think, was 15, right at 15. 15 even, 15,000 for that. Congratulations, Shelby Peterson, 15,000 for that number 1 in the Prospect Yearling class, and a really good-looking horse. A lot of work, a lot of care, and just stunning. So great example of everything. All right. And this is number 24 on the list, Canton Bolin of Enchantment 4H with Market Lamb, number 1 finisher. So Canton Bolin. As we are officially on the second page of our list of 124 items. Oh, excuse me. He's just going to go. He's going to get by. Thank you. He's going to step by. I got it. Thank you. Sorry to bother you. It's okay. $7,500 as we're doing a little adjustment up here. TJ having to step away for just a moment. So $7,500 for Canton Bolin. I'm going to make that notation on my list as we add that to the unofficial total. Oh, no. All right. That brings up number 25, Jonas Martinez of Tatum FFA with the Breed Champion Market Swine. I believe this is the 3rd pig that we have had in the showroom, and he's doing a good job of showing that. Jonas Martinez of Tatum FFA. Your auctioneer, Shane Hall, Goose in the Bids. A lot of appreciation for that swine. Got bidders all over the place for this one, and all different all around us in the stands here. Hope that video, there was some jostling of the camera as TJ went by. I hope, and I can't see the camera from here. I can't see the camera face, so I'm hoping that nothing got jostled too much and that you're still able to see that video. If it changed if the picture shifted slightly, and I can't reach that, I can't stand up and get that. So let's hope that's fine. So that bidding, oh shoot. How much? Hey, ma'am, do you know how much that went for? I think that was 5,000. I think that was 5,500. Oh, come on. Okay, and that brings up number 26. Ashlyn Gonzalez of Tatum 4H with another horse. This is the number 2 Prospect Yearling class. And another great looking horse. The bidding is already flying around here. We are at number 26 on the list, Ashlyn Gonzalez of Tatum 4H, 26 of 124 items. Again, this auction got underway at 9 o'clock. And it usually takes till around noon or so. Could be after, could be a little bit later than that, could be a little earlier. But the last couple of years that we have been doing the videos, I've noted that it's usually it's about a 3-hour auction. Takes about that. And you can never control exactly what's going to happen with your animal in the show ring, and it's that's just part of it. It's natural and it's just part of it. But it's one of those things you just think never fails, right? So that animal. A lot of these animals, I think they're affected, by all of this. I said, they're some of these animals have already been through an auction or two, or more, and they're a little more used to it. Some of these animals are not, and this is just an awful lot of noise. How much was that? How much was that? Hi. All right.
Thank you guys, Diversify.
All right, so we'll add that to the total. We're up now unofficially to just under $250,000, and that's now we're at number 27 on the list of 124 items for bid and for buying today. And it brings up number 27, Mia Amaskua of High Lonesome 4-H with a dairy heifer, and finished number 1. And this is our first. This dairy heifer is huge. This is a very large, beautiful dairy heifer. And Mia Amaskua bringing her in. This heifer standing much taller. And Mia is pretty tall. She's obviously working with this animal. Not a lot of, when you have an animal that big, there's not a whole lot of maneuvering room in there. This animal just a little restless, and she's doing a good job of, you can see her calming her animal. Her animal's looking to her for a little comfort in this very noisy, bewildering environment for her here. $11,000, okay. 11,000 is where we stand on the bid on this animal, number 27. By the way, thanks to J&J Rentals again as we wait to see if this bid's going to go up any, even more. J&J Rentals, sponsors of this video, and yeah, 11,000. A good amount for that dairy heifer. So congratulations to Mia Amaskua of High Lonesome 4-H. And that brings up number 28 on your list of 124 today. As I add that amount in, we were at just under $250,000. And with that, we're going to go up. No. To just under $261,000. Amazing. Brings up number 28, Braden Seeley of Chaparral 4-H. And Braden has your reserve grand champion Bantam Fancy, our first rooster of the day, I do believe. And of course, because of the bird flu, all of the fowl are not actually present. They're being represented by a nice big picture blown up on a poster board so that all the bidders can get a good idea of what this grand champion Bantam Fancy rooster looks like. Thank you. As all right, now camera is going to go a little wonky right now. TJ is getting back up here and getting back in place, so he'll get that camera adjusted, and your video will return to normal here in just a moment. As we are at number 28, Braden Seeley, and the bids are coming in fast and furious. And the final on that was 6,500. Okay, hasn't been added yet. So 6,500 final on that. Oh, yeah, here it goes. All right, so here we are, and that puts us, so we were at 261, now we're at about 267. 267, a little over that. That's amazing. And we're at number 29 on the list. Cooper Sellers of Enchantment 4-H with the Grand Champion Meat Pin. Grand Champion Meat Pin, and this is going to be a basket of bunnies for sure. And he's going to get top dollar for those. No, all kidding aside, this is that's a good representation, and the bunnies are quiet for the most part. They know something special is going on. Life is changing. And what do we end up with that? $42.50. All right. For Cooper Sellers, $42.50 for the Grand Champion Meat Pin. 3 top rabbits bringing top dollar. Oh, sorry about that. Maybe him got to turn TJ back up and on.
I'm sure that's nobody's minding.
Yeah. Turned his mic off when he left for a few minutes.
When nature calls, one must answer.
Well, we just had an example of that in the show ring, actually, with the last horse that was in. So, yes. It's number 30 on the list, Riley Collins of Lovington FFA with the meat goat. Top meat goat, Riley Collins. And that meat goat's being a little stubborn today, despite all the, the training and putting them through the paces, doing your best, and knowing how to work with an animal that's a little obstinate at first, and she's doing a really nice job of overcoming that and trying to show that goat off to its best. $67.50. $6,750 for Riley Collins and her meat goat. And a basket full of goodies that goes with that, of course. Now she'll make her way over there to the photo area. And another animal making its way into the pen, shown by Jillian Lockwood of Enchantment 4-H. This is number 31 on the list of 124 items in this 2024 Junior Livestock Sale going on in the pavilion here on the fairgrounds. You see a lot of, the video will probably capture, and you'll see a lot of banners hanging on the railing all around. And those are fantastic sponsors who are providing support, money, and rewarding the young people. I never did even, we have that slice of that cake somewhere. I don't even know.
It is right here.
Oh, it's there. Okay.
And I didn't even step on it.
Good job. Didn't even step getting in and out. So at some point, I'm actually going to get a chance to taste that cake so I can tell you just how good that sweepstake cake was and is. As, of course, it was the very first item on the auction today by Michaela Pierce. And it went for $4,550 for sure. So Jillian Lockwood with this market steer. Bidding going on. 67.50. And the bidding continues. Thought we were going to stop. 6,500 is the final total for Jillian Lockwood and her market steer. So 6,500
puts us at 28,450 unofficially. So just under 300,000.
Right, 284,000, a little over that. So very nice. And that's a company, an example of a company stepping up and buying, spending $6,500 on that animal. And you can bet that a lot of these companies are buying more than one animal or going in on that, and maybe even a part of some of the buyers clubs. And it's great. Those buyers club give people a chance to donate, basically $20, $50, $100, $500.
Might not want to talk with your hand on it. You just put in a bid.
Oh, well, actually, I thought I thought that the paper I'm holding would mask that. Let's hope so.
It's all right. Somebody bailed us out.
Yeah, it's all right.
Not sure there's enough on the MasterCard for that.
No, exactly. Yeah, I'm holding up the list, our list of auction items here today, and I've got a pen in hand. So, but I am not a bidder.
I have to be very careful because I talk with my hands too.
Yeah, I do. I tend to talk with my hands.
During the auctions, I tend to sit on them and just.
Well, I'm keeping mine busy, but I'm hoping that I'm keeping mine out of it. The problem is I had some people in front of me that were masking. I didn't have to worry about it too much, and they left. They got up and left. So now the spotters are looking up here, and I got to make sure that I'm not too animated, right? This is number 32 on the list. This is Trip Angel, and some of this is I keep adjusting my headphone. I'm reaching up to adjust the headphone and my microphone. This is in the Prospect Yearling class. This was the number 2 horse. Trip Angel of Tatum FFA is showing this horse in another gorgeous gray. $18,500, 18.5. I tell you, the horses have really been bringing in a lot of money.
And that will take us over the $300,000 mark.
Excellent.
As we get further and further, though, into this sale, though, we're probably going to need to be at least $500,000 by the end of this page to get to the $1 million mark.
All right. Well, this is number 33 on the list. Number 33 of 124. So we're about a third of the way, or a fourth of the way in. Is about 4 times 3 is 1,200. Yeah. So we're about a fourth of the way through. So we'll see what happens with the rest of these animals. This brings up Abby Rogers of Hobbs FFA with a market lamb. Finished number 1. Not your breed champion, that's coming up next, but certainly a good example. So a good example of a market lamb. The market swine is coming up next, but this market lamb looking very good and very calm today. This animal not spooked by everything going on. Abby able to get it posed and stretched and showing that very well. So $67.50, $7,000 bid. Wow, $7,000 bid is where we at. Your auctioneer Shane Hall asking for that to go up. $77.50 is what he's asking for. Wow. There's a nice breeze coming through up here in the bleachers of the show ring, the pavilion. Wow, we're over 8,000. 82.50 final. 8,250 to Abby Rogers of Hobbs FFA for her market lamb. And that may be, let's see. Oscar Mojica was the only other Hobbs FFA represented in this sale so far. Abby is the second from Hobbs FFA to show and sell in the auction this morning. And that brings us to number 34 on the list, Jonna Butts of the Jowl 4-H Club. This is the first representation of Jowl 4-H that we're seeing yet this morning. And she's got your breed champion market swine. Good for Jonna Butts. Jonna taking the swine around the ring. Got a big smile on her face. This is our first pink, all pink pig. I had a piggy bank when I was 4 or 5 years old. That looked very much like this market swine. She had a few flowers attached to her.
Don't think there's any flowers on this one.
Nope. But what a great looking, yeah. There's a good reason. There's a reason why that's a breed champion market swine. And what she sell for final?
$62.50.
$62.50 final price. So very, very good. Congrats to Jonna Butts of Jowl 4-H. And that's going to bring up number 35 on the list, Solomon Harris of Tatum 4-H with another horse. This is your prospect yearling and finished 4th in class. And Solomon Harris coming in. I think this may be the first animal that Solomon Harris has shown. Let's look back on my list and see. Yes. So first animal for Solomon Harris. Another great looking horse. Another young man whose hat's bigger than him. He's got a great smile, though. He should be proud of this horse. He's getting a little help showing us. These horses, you know, it can be dangerous because these horses are. It's a lot of animal there, and they tend to be more skittish than a lot of the other animals. And yearling, still very young. And that one has sold
$6,000.
$6,000. All right. So $6,000 to Solomon Harris of Tatum 4-H for that prospect yearling sale. That brings up number 36 on our list of 124, Kinley Allen of Tatum FFA with the number 2 dairy heifer. Kinley Allen bringing in that animal. Yep, another very large animal. Mostly black with some white markings and good looking. Kinley has her calm and in place, and the bids are flying. Gotta say thank you to all of the bidders, all of the buyers today, all of the folks, the individuals, the companies, organizations who support the youth of Lee County through the Junior Livestock Auction. It's just for many, some may be first timers today, and that's great. Many of these companies and people who are bidding and buying today have been, this ain't your first rodeo, and it ain't your first livestock sale either. $7,000. All right, $7,000 sold. Kinley Allen and her dairy heifer. And where is our unofficial total, TJ?
Unofficially, we were at $330,750.
Little over $330,000, and we're just a little more than 25% through, or a quarter through our total number of animals. So looking to hit the million mark for sure, and as far above that as we can go. It brings in number 37, Paxton Bolin of Enchantment 4-H with the reserve grand champion broilers. And again, not actually physically present here, just the picture representation to let bidders know what they're bidding on and seeing because of the bird flu and the just caution, abundant caution, not bringing the fowl into this area and up here. $5,500 to Paxton Bolin, $5,500 for the reserve grand champion broilers. So good job. Paxton making his way over to the photo area. Brings up number 38 on the list, Cooper Sellers. This is the second time through for Cooper. And Cooper's got the grand champion Baker this time. And that's a large rabbit right there. That's a big one. Looks pretty interested in everything going on. It's alert. Cooper with a nice smile, showing off his rabbit. Cooper was in the sale earlier. I was looking back. Yeah, Cooper Sellers, looking back, was pretty sure. Maybe not. That was maybe it was a different Cooper. So 47.50. I heard the 750, but I didn't know. So 47.50 to Cooper Sellers.
Yeah, he was number 29 with the meat pen.
Right. I was looking back at the list as I knew the name. We had seen him before. So $4,750 for the grand champion Baker. Brings up number 39, Lonnie Harrison of Hobbs FFA with a meat goat. Meat goat, which was judge number 1 in that class. Nice big basket of goodies. Looks like some, can't tell from here, but some things in jars and boxes, but a very nice looking basket that goes along with that meat goat. Lonnie Harrison showing him off. And he's having trouble getting settled in. That's all right. It's good to take him around. Everybody see him, reset, come back around. Lonnie's doing a nice job looking up at the crowd, working with the animal a little bit. Gonna get him set, stretch up that neck, and let everybody have a good chance. Bids are flying fast. $5,000. All right, $5,000. Lonnie Harrison getting $5,000 for that meat goat. So good job to Lonnie, and that brings us to number 40 on the list of 124 here during this 2024 Junior Livestock Sale at the Lee County Fair and Rodeo in Lovington. Number 40 is Trip Wheeler of Tatum 4-H with the market steer. A lot of the market steers have been black, and this one is a brindle colored. Shane Hall again. Yeah, it is. He's taking some time to tease Trip Wheeler here, and Trip's taking it well. He knows this just helps, you know, a little interplay between the auctioneer and the shower, and that just helps everybody appreciate that, and it brings out the bids, I think. So he knows the bids are flying, and I think Trip was also. I thought that Trip had. I think it was thought he had shown an animal before, but I guess no. I guess this is the first. Oh, it was Trip Angel. We got Trip Wheeler now. That was I knew there was another Trip, but that was Trip Angel. So Trip Wheeler of Tatum 4-H with the market steer. $10,500. $11,000 bid.
10,750.
10,750 right now. Trying to get 11. Okay. Thank you. Got a little bit of a bidding war going on here. 11,250. That's nice. It's a good price, but well worth that when you look at that.
And that is the first 5-digit we've had in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 animals.
Wow. So that market steer, good-looking animal, bringing out the bidders. Trip Wheeler making $11,250 on that animal. That brings up number 41 on our list of 124 items. Zion Harris of Tatum 4-H with another great-looking horse. This is beautiful. In the Prospect Yearling class, finished second. And, they say blondes have more fun. I don't know if that's true of the blonde horses or not, but what a great-looking animal. Zion showing off that animal. A lot of interest as the bids are going up pretty fast. We're over $7,000 now for this one. Wow. Closing in on the 10,000 mark for this good-looking horse. Yep, just got a $10,000 bid. 10,000 even.
Trying to get 10.
Trying to get 10. Nope, got it.
Got it. So back-to-back animals now with
Right.
10,000 plus.
10,500 on that one?
Just 10,000.
Just 10, okay. All right, 10,000 to Zion Harris. A beautiful horse. And that's going to bring up number 42 on the list of 124, Cutter Gerwick of High Lonesome 4-H with a market lamb. Finished first. I think they started the bidding at 2,500. Quickly got that. It's going up. And another nice big basket of goodies going along with this market lamb. So I think the bidders see that and they enjoy that. They think they know that and sometimes a sponsor has jumped in and helped and or someone, but I think that these young people are able to get really nice baskets of goodies, things to go along with, a little bonus to the buyer. It just shows an extra level of attention and care, I think, and interest. $6,250. So $6,250 to Cutter Gerwick for the market lamb. And where does that bring us unofficially? The total to what?
373,500.
Woo, all right. So we're closing in on the 400. $100,000 mark. And we're about a third of the way through our list.
Probably going to need to average around 10,000 to
be able
get close to. If we want to get to the million, we're probably going to need about 10,000 for the next 10 or 12 on the list.
And luckily, there are a lot of companies and individuals who watch, and if they haven't, even if they have actively bid, some of them haven't, and they wait and watch, and then they add on, and they leave the total open for a while, and to allow for add-ons to people to come in and basically donate on top of the totals. And that helps get and increase the final total of money for this junior livestock auction.
A young man down here is bidding, and they keep accepting it, and Dad keeps going, no, no.
It is funny what you see. It's funny what you see in here at these auctions. So. And you've got a better vantage point sitting up a little higher than I am. I guess
to keep the camera up.
Be able to see everything and everybody from up there. So
no, not really.
You can see a little more than I do from this perspective. All right, were we sold on this? Number 43, Garnett Anthony of Tatum 4-H with the reserve breed champion market swine. What was our total?
I think it was 62.50.
62.50. Okay. All right then. So congratulations, Garrett Anthony of Tatum 4-H with that reserve breed champion market swine. Another good-looking pig. And now we have another horse coming in. And I like the way that they, the auction, the planners who have put this list together and the order so that we have a variety of animals going from a market steer to a swine to a lamb to a horse and to a broiler, and it's nice. And this horse, shown by Kelton Campbell of Tatum 4-H as a prospect yearling class 4th place horse. Looking for top dollar. And apparently Kelton Campbell is a senior. All right, Kelton Campbell with that prospect yearling. Kelton, a senior. As you heard Shane Hall, the auctioneer, reading a little information about this. All of the young people are allowed an opportunity to fill out an information sheet about themselves, and they can put down different things. Final price on that? 6,000 even. First, the last time I heard it was at 5,500, so it went up to 6,000. Kelton Campbell, and brings up number 45 on the list, William Hicks of High Lonesome 4-H with a dairy heifer. It's going to be another white one with the black spots, markings. Another very large animal. This time, William Hicks is about as tall.
And they've just made an adjustment
on
the last horse to 7,000.
7,000, so.
Lee County Fair and Rodeo Board kicking in an extra 1,000. They were the winners on that.
All right, so 7,000 to Kelton Campbell for that prospect yearling. So nice job. And thanks for hearing and catching that, TJ. I'm busy looking at this next animal shown by William Hicks of High Lonesome 4-H with the dairy heifer. Shane Hall trying to goose the bids up just a little bit. I think we're at 8,000, 8,000 even. So $8,000 to William Hicks for that dairy heifer.
And if we can get 52.50 on the reserve grand champion egg producer, that will put us over the $400,000 mark unofficially.
All right, so very close to 400 grand right now. And we are a little more than a third of the way through our list of 124 items on this in this junior livestock sale. Number 46, Cooper Solomon of High Lonesome 4-H with the reserve grand champion egg producer. And again, of all of the fowl in this, the hens, the roosters, all of the fowl, all of the birds not present. If it flies and has feathers, it's not here in the ring today. It's not here on the fairgrounds because of the avian flu, the bird flu. And they're just making sure, being cautious, making sure that we don't have problems. So those pictures on the big poster boards are being shown in lieu of the animal. And Cooper Solomon showing off the reserve grand champion egg producer. $5,500, so $5,500 to Cooper Solomon.
And that does get us right over the $400,000 mark unofficially.
Wow, all right, so we're over 400 grand. And we are more than a third of the way through our list of items today in this auction.
Pardon me.
And that's going to bring up, we have another rabbit coming up, and this is going to be Micah Arnold of Tatum FFA with the best of breed and reserve 6 class with her Californian. Wow, so that's a champion animal right there. And Micah Arnold with a big smile on her face with a lot of bunny in the basket and some nice extras too. I see a hat, a cap, and a cooler, a drink mug, and a tote bag. Nice tote. So some extra items going along to the winner of this best of breed Californian. So $5,500 right now. You gotta watch out when you're shooing flies away from your head and your face that you don't accidentally bid as well. What was our final on that? 50.
I think 62.50.
62.50. Okay, it was at 57.50, so 62.50. All right. So coming up, number 48, Cale Cox of Monument 4-H with a meat goat. Another one that auctioneer Shane Hall is got a little history with, and notices that this young man has been involved in auctions before. So Cale Cox with the meat goat.
She's okay.
$6,000, looking to get more. $6,000 to Cale Cox for that meat goat. And that brings up number 49 on our list of 124. It's Jaylee Parker of Eunice FFA, showing a market steer, wants to sell that for top dollar. As Cale Cox moves out and back toward the photo area, and Jaylee Parker moves in And then I notice as Jaylee is getting a lot of market steer through the gate.
Over 1,400 pounds at the weigh-in.
Woo, yeah, it's a big one. Yeah, the show weight was 1,414 pounds, so wow. That's a lot. And I noticed that the next animal up is going to be a horse, and it was getting a little spirited back there. Yep, and Shane Hall is making the same observation we did about just how big this animal is. 1,414 pounds. That's a lot. And you know, this animal, this is the biggest in terms of poundage. You know, as far as the steers, when they show the weight of a lot of these, not all of the animals, but that is the one that's listed. It beats the other one by 2 pounds. So 1,414 pounds on this one. Jaylee Parker, and wow, bids are flying fast and furious here on this one. Ooh, 15,000. Wow, 17,000 for this very heavy market steer. Ooh, Shane is calling for 22. He's trying to coax 22 out of somebody. And that bidder is saying, no, no go, too rich for me. He's saying, nope, can't do 22. All right, so the bid's at 21 right now. Ooh, 25,000. Somebody took that challenge. 25,000 even.
That
wow.
will be the largest sale so far today.
Wow. Jaylee Parker with $25,000 for that market steer, and it is the animal selling for the most amount of money so far. We've had some close to that. We've had 20,000, we've had 21,000. This one at $25,000 is the richest so far. Oh, and you talk about another gorgeous horse. Number 50 on the list, Paisley Gonzalez of Tatum 4-H, bringing in the Prospect Yearling. Another great-looking horse, been very, very well groomed. Oh, look at that picture-perfect star on the forehead. That's really beautiful. Golden chestnut. Shining, got her gleaming. She's really been brushed well. She is, it's almost like a mirror. She's shining so much and showing very well. Paisley with her hat and sash and a big smile. $10,500. A good sale and a good amount for the beautiful horse. So congratulations, Paisley Gonzalez. That brings up number 51 on our list of 124. We're closing in on the halfway point. We're not there yet. Drannon Young of Tatum FFA with a market lamb coming up. Finished first. So Drannon Young. All right, Drannon Young bringing in the market lamb with a nice big basket of goodies as a bonus to go along with this, whoever buys this market lamb. What's our total so far, TJ?
448,000 even.
Oh, closing in on just under 450,000, just under. $5,500 to Dran & Young for the Market Lamb. So $5,500. It's hard to believe it especially from this perspective, when we're up above the show ring and they've got weight listed, not for every animal, but it's hard to believe that Market Lamb weighs 123 pounds.
It didn't look that big, that's for sure.
That's interesting. And now that's going to bring in number 52, Cooper Hawley of TVC 4-H. I believe this is the first representation for TVC in the sale today. This 2024 Junior Livestock Sale, if you're just tuning in or you're watching this and picking this back up, of course we are in the pavilion, the Livestock Pavilion on the Lee County Fairgrounds. Auctioneer Shane Hall with us. We have 124 items listed in this auction today, and we are at number 52 right now with Cooper Hawley and the Reserve Breed Champion Market Swine. Cooper Hawley putting that pig through its paces. It's got one white spot right on its back. And it's continued. It's kind of a bit of a stripe. It's on the other side, I see. Cooper Hawley prodding him around the show area, the show ring. Wow, we're up to 14,000. But it is a reserve breed champion. Good looking. A lot of weight on it. 15.5. $16,000 now. $16,000. Wow. Woo. Look at that per pound. $16,000 to Cooper Hawley for that reserve breed champion market swine that comes in. I don't know that's, it says 278 weight on that. 16,000. 20,000.
With the adjustment, they went up to 20.
Wow, 20,000.
So that gets us to $473,500 so far on the sale as we go into the third page.
Right, third page, and we turn it over, and it's going to be item number 53 of 124. And so I think we're on a pretty good track.
We're on a pretty good pace, but generally we start seeing smaller numbers later in the sale just because the animals didn't place as highly a lot of times. And frankly, a lot of people are out of money by then.
and sometimes, we get down to the smaller animals anyway. You know, when we get down to the final page or two, it's mostly it's lambs and swine, and so we don't have as many of the higher dollar animals anyway, the higher poundages. Number 53 on the list is Cooper Solomon from High Lonesome 4-H with a dairy heifer. This is a smaller one. This dairy heifer comes in at 330 pounds, a younger, smaller dairy heifer, but still good looking. Cooper Solomon. Shane Hall injecting some of his humor and personality into this auction. Was Cooper Solomon sold. He had the reserve grand champion egg producer, Cooper Solomon, sold that for $5,500 earlier in this auction. Now he's back with a dairy heifer. So some of these young people with multiple animals here showing multiples. Thank you, by the way, to J&J Rentals, the sponsor for this video broadcast. Which, are we on Lee County News and Sports YouTube today? I believe so. Yes, we are. That's TJ said. Can confirm that that is true. So we're on Lee County News and Sports YouTube. Thank you for watching. 8,000?
I had some trouble understanding him.
I think 8,000.
I think 8,000.
I think it was. I think it was asking for 8,005, but I don't think he got it on that one. So I think it's 8,000. Cooper Solomon with that dairy heifer. That brings us to number 54 on the list. Cade Nave of Monument 4-H coming in with the Reserve Grand Champion Standard Fancy. And, of course, because of the avian flu, bird flu.
And we are on the Lee County News and Sports YouTube. We're also on the Z94 KZOR Facebook page and HobbsAmerica.com.
Excellent. The Reserve Grand Champion here. And, of course, just the picture because of bird flu. The picture gives you a chance to see that the Reserve Grand Champion Standard Fancy. So another rooster, nice example. That's a fat rooster. $7,500 to Cade Nave for that Reserve Grand Champion Standard Fancy. Nice. And that brings up number 55, Kenyon Consolving of Tatum 4-H. Going to show the best of breed and reserve 4 class in the Mini Rex Broken. Is going to be another rabbit. And a big one. Wow. Oh, yeah. And another basket full of goodies, too. A nice gift basket to go along with that.
Do you get the basket that comes with the rabbit, though?
That's true. Best of breed and reserve Mini Rex Broken. Great example of the breed. And this man who's just a couple of rows below us on the bleacher, he's got his son with him, and the man is indicating when he wants to bid, and he's got his son, who's probably looks to be maybe 6-7 years old, is the official bidder, waiting for the nod. I'm assuming that's his dad. $67.50. So $6,750. Kenyon Consolving with that best of breed reserve 4 class and the Mini Rex Broken. So getting a nice price for that rabbit. Brings up number 56, Lillian Smith of Hobbs FFA with a meat goat. Number 2 in class. And I believe this Lillian Smith coming in. Some of the Hobbs FFA students are able to be in the FFA and have animals even if they don't live on a farm or a ranch in a rural, setting, and they're able. The FFA has a pen, and they keep the animals in, and the FFA students go out each day and take care of those animals. And that's a great thing that the FFA does and has always done. And that allows so-called city kids to be able to be involved in the ag process and to buy, to own, to sell these animals after they've taken care of them. So that's awesome.
And that will put us over the $500,000 mark with the $47.50 on the meat goat.
All right, $4,750 to Lillian Smith of Hobbs FFA for that meat goat. And we're officially over the 450,000 mark.
We're over 500.
Over 500 now. Yeah, over the $500,000 mark with that now. So over the $500,000 mark, and we're not quite halfway through. This is number 57 on our list of 124. Kylie Hogue of Enchantment 4-H with the market steer. big market steer, coal black. I don't see any light coloring at all. And it comes in, it's listed as 1,094 pounds. And Kylie Hogue is a small person with showing a very large animal, doing that well. Nice small. And it went for final was
10,500.
10,500.
Lee County Electric Co-op.
Oh, excellent. All right. You know, a lot of these businesses are buying animals, they're sponsoring. You see their banners. They're also businesses that you hear on sports broadcasts. You see them, you know, in programs and on signs, and they're just involved in the community, committed. They're spending money and putting it back into giving back to the community that supports them. And that business certainly a good example of that, for sure. Carly Webb is up now, number 58 on the list. Carly Webb showing a market lamb. She's from Eunice for FFA. Pulling up that neck, trying to keep that animal quiet, show her off. 5,500 bid right now. $7,000 bid now for Carly Webb and her market lamb. $7,750, $7,750 to Carly Webb of Eunice FFA for that market lamb.
And that one almost didn't get through. He almost called it about $3,000 before.
Oof, yeah.
And somebody at the very last second popping in a higher bid, and then a little war ensuing to finish that up.
Trying to bump that up, jump it up to that mark, to that $7,750 mark. And where are we unofficially? Where does that put us?
$518,750.
All right, a little over the 500,000 mark. Number 59 on your auction list today is Tegan Halliday of Enchantment 4-H with a market swine, the reserve breed champion market swine, no less. And again, Tegan Halliday taking the swine through its paces, showing it all around. It's another, the darker colored animals down there are a little harder to see at times. And just especially the swine in the show ring, and that's why the young people like Tegan. She's got a nice smile on her face, looking up at the bidders, but she's moving that animal around so that you can see it a little better in the show ring. Bids are coming in pretty fast and furious for Tegan Halliday and her reserve grand champion. Breed champion, that is, reserve breed champion, market swine, listed at 250 pounds, and the final
$7,750.
Final was $7,750, $7,750 for that 250-pound market swine. Now we're at a nice round number 60 out of 124. We're almost halfway through this auction today. Our coverage brought to you exclusively by J&J Rentals. We appreciate J&J Rentals for coming in. Remember J&J Rentals for all of your
roll-offs and porta potties and just about anything you need there at J&J.
All right, J&J Rentals. Be sure and remember them because they are, again, good community supporters of events like this for education, for youth, for our community. It's great. Eric Duncan, number 60, Enchantment 4-H with a dairy heifer. Good-looking one. $5,000 for that dairy heifer. So congratulations to Eric Duncan. Okay, so the Lee County Board of Commissioners, the Commission, and the Buyers Club, Lovington Buyers Club. That brings up number 61, Paxton Boland of Enchantment 4-H with a Bantam Fancy, and again, going to be represented by the photo only. Anything that has feathers or flies and is not going to be here represented because of the avian flu. So, and we certainly appreciate the fact that they're being cautious and they don't want to, they're trying to be responsible. And I think that's a good way, is just to have these. And these have been excellent photos. And this is a really good one. You can, it's a really good one of Paxton Boland and his Bantam Fancy. And he's getting good appreciation from the crowd as well. And it looks like a baked good, maybe a little baked bread or cake, a loaf of either a cake or bread that goes along with this. So a little personal, and I think the buyers appreciate that as well. Somebody bake that and get a little bonus with the Bantam Fancy.
$47.50.
$47.50 as Shane Hall pauses for a moment. $47.50. So we're well over 500,000, and we're approaching the halfway point.
536,000 at this point, unofficially.
Right. Very good. We have a representation of everything left except for, I think we're done with the horses. So we have heifers, goats, lambs, swine, rabbits, some more fowl left as well. And up next, number 62, Brooklyn Mason of TVC 4-H with a Reserve Grand Champion meat pin. This is a box, not just a basket. It's a big basket, but it's kind of a boxy basket of bunnies. There's a lot of bees there. So I think you've got, is it 3 or 4 in there? I think it's 3. But the meat pin, Reserve Grand Champion, good looking. And it's got to be kind of heavy, but Brooklyn's handling that very well. Nice smile. And the bunnies are helping. They're looking around. Their ears are up, just like they're showing off. They know that they're on display right now. $7,500 for the meat pin. And the bunny ears are flopping now as she makes her way over to the photo area. Brooklyn Mason with a $7,500? $9,500. Ooh, $9,500. That's more than I thought. A
little bidding war got going late.
Yeah, so good job for Brooklyn Mason and the Reserve Grand Champion meat pin. Very nice. So number 63 on the list now, Emmanuel Hernandez of Hobbs FFA with a meat goat coming in. I think this may be Emmanuel's second animal to show. I got to look back. We're on our page number 3 now, and I was thinking that Emmanuel had one early on our first page, maybe. It may have been a brother or another family member. No, looks like this is the first one. So I'm wrong again. Emmanuel Hernandez with a meat goat. Getting some pretty good bids on that as he's gently but firmly handling that goat. I learned how to milk a goat visiting a friend on his family farm. They raised goats. And he went out and was cutting a goat out for a barbecue to fill out an order for somebody who was barbecuing goat. And took me back to the barn and said, well, have you ever milked a goat? Nope. Well, sit down and learn. It's harder than it looks, let me tell you. It's harder than it looks. Emmanuel Hernandez showing the meat goat. I have a lot of appreciation. I did not grow up on a farm. But I certainly grew up with friends on ranches and farms and visiting and seeing the hard work, and through the years involved in coming up to this event, I have great appreciation for anyone and everyone. Thank goodness we have growers, anybody who's a farmer, rancher, growing food, keeping us all fed. It's hard work. It's a life, man. I tell you, it's a hard but fulfilling, hopefully fulfilling and happy life. I think there's people who work the land in any way have a connection to it that it's real. This brings up number 63, or number 64 rather. What did the Emmanuel Hernandez meet go for? 13,000. Nice price. So number 64 on the list now, Morgan Stevens of Hobbs FFA with a market lamb. She's doing a nice job walking that lamb around, getting it settled down. Now showing that lamb. So Morgan Stevens of Hobbs FFA with the market lamb. It's a good way for young people, again, if they're not on a farm, they can get involved with an FFA organization in any one of our towns and have a chance to raise an animal and sell that animal and make some money, maybe for education. $9,500. Morgan Stevens with a good price for that market lamb. Good job. Yes, oftentimes a certain portion, if that young person is going to continue, wants to use some of the money to buy another animal and then care for that animal for the year and show and sell it next year, and then hopefully have some money left over to be able to put into savings, put in the bank, maybe for the future, whatever that is. Brings up number 65, Stormy Holiday of Enchantment 4-H with her reserve Grand Champion Market Swine. Stormy, woo, she's putting the pig through its paces down there. We have a pink and gray, mostly pink. Yeah, I see. So Stormy Holiday with the reserve Grand Champion Market Swine. He's a very active one. 238 pounds is what the show weight is listed at. And Stormy's doing a great job, looking up and smiling at the crowd. And final on that, $6,250. $6,250 to Stormy Holiday and her market swine. So we are halfway through it as number 66, Michaela Pierce from High Lonesome 4-H comes up to show and sell a dairy heifer. Michaela was number 1 on our list today with the Senior Home Economics Sweepstakes winning cake. And the sweepstakes winner, the sweepstakes winner gets the privilege of baking a cake and selling it, and her cake went for $4,500 today, and I still haven't gotten a chance. Somebody brought me a piece, and it was very nice, and I'd like to have a chance to take a bite of that. I know it's quite delicious.
Do you need me to get it for you? I even know where it is.
Even know where it is.
I got it out of harm's way.
Oh, you
earlier.
did. Well, thank you. 60s, Michaela Pierce showing her dairy heifer now after getting $4,500. And you know what? This showing animals, that's enough of a job, raising an animal, showing it, putting that time in. But she, as the home ec sweepstakes winner, man, there's a lot of entries and a lot of things you have to do to qualify for that, and then to become the winner. So that's a lot of time and effort. There's a young lady who's keeping up with school and sports, and she's got busy days, I can tell you. It's busy days. 95, $9,500, a nice amount to Michaela Pierce for that dairy heifer, a good-looking one. She's very happy about that. Big smile as she makes her way back to the photo area. Oh, all right. I think I got a little icing on the microphone there.
That's
Clean
all
that
right.
off.
We got to clean them before football and volleyball start.
All right. Oh, that's nice and moist. Yeah, big sheet cake that was decorated with oil wells and all kinds of stuff. I like the way that cake was decorated, and it does taste good. I'll get a chunk there that you can get with that you can pick up if you want to share and sample that, TJ. All right. Breakfast of champions there. Championship sweepstakes cake. It's nice. And that Canton Bolin broilers, the broiler that he sold, how much was that?
4,000.
4,000. I believe Canton has been through with another animal. He's representing Enchantment 4-H with the broilers. All right, and yes, Shane Hall, the auctioneer, reminding everybody we're at halfway point. We're a little over the halfway point now. And up number 68, Brooklyn Mason of TVC 4-H. Brooklyn has shown and sold an animal already. Now bringing through the reserve grand champion, Baker. So another bunny in a basket, and a big one it is. She's holding that up, showing that big smile. So a nice reserve grand champion rabbit here, a Baker. Now, wow. $67.50. All right, to Brooklyn Mason for that. And Brooklyn, looking back, let's see my list. I know
Had
she
the
was
meat
on
pin
it.
earlier at 9,500.
That's right. There you go. Thank you very much,
The
TJ.
reserve grand champion.
Right. And the reserve grand champion Baker here. $67.50, and that brings up number 69 on our list of 124. Oscar Mojica is back. Oscar with Hobbs FFA, and Oscar had the breed champion Market Lamb. He was number 4 on the list, and he sold that, and that went for $4,500. So Oscar Mojica back now with a meat goat and a nice bonus basket of goodies. And this meat goat is listed as 76 pounds. As he adjusts that animal, Oscar doing a nice job showing. Looking up at the crowd, got a nice smile. $5,000 to Oscar Mojica for that reserve grand champion, or for the meat goat, not the reserve grand champion, but just the meat goat.
And that puts us slightly under 600,000, so 750 shy of 600,000 unofficially with that.
Right, and we're at number 70 on our list of 124 items in this auction. By the way, you are watching and listening to the 2024 Junior Livestock Sale here in the pavilion, the Livestock Pavilion on the Lee County Fairgrounds in Lovington. Your auctioneer is Shane Hall. And a good turnout today. The bleachers are not packed, but certainly a fair amount of people here, and some have come and gone as they had certain animals and young people they were interested in. Some have come and gone, others moving in. The fairgrounds are starting to become a little more active. Our vendor booths open now. And admission is free until 5 p.m., by the way. If you'd like to come up, have some lunch today. This is the final day of the fair and rodeo, and it is free admission. Come and go through the gates as you wish until 5 o'clock this afternoon. So come in and enjoy some lunch and go back to work, or come back later for all of the fun, the fiddlers action, of course the PRCA final night. $5,000 final on, that's to Addison Ferris. 5,000 and Hobbs Buyers Club catching that. That's a market lamb that Addison Ferris of Hobbs FFA showed. So congrats to Addison Ferris, $5,000. And now Ava Griffin, there's a name we know well. Ava, of course, of Tatum FFA. And Ava.
Of course, this year's Maddox Scholar.
That's right. She is, and that's just in and of itself, that would be enough, right? Because that's a huge honor and something that she worked and earned, and but she's got a lot of other stuff going on. Ava's a very busy girl and an active member of FFA, as well as an athlete and a sports broadcaster for us. With the Maddox Scholar, planning to go to Texas Tech, get her degree, and then go to law school. That's her plan so far. And Ava Griffin showing that market swine very well, putting that market swine through its paces. Nice big smile. She keeps track, looks up at the crowd. Good amount of bids. This is the first animal that Ava has shown, and it may be the only one that she has. I haven't looked forward in the list. I'm surprised she has time to do this. It's a lot of these young people they are busy. They're doing a number of things. Makes me feel lazy. So the bid, I think, at 10, either 10.5 or 10.750 right now. Auctioneer Shane Hall asking for 11. And the clap, trying to goose up the bid. A little pressure on the bidders. A little bidding war. $12,000. Nice. So $12,000. Congratulations to Ava Griffin on selling that market swine, which was listed at 214 pounds. So you can do the math and figure out what that is per pound. $12,000 for the market swine, 214 pounds of it. That brings up Ava Skop, I believe is how you say that. I think this is probably Rick's daughter.
I think so,
Rick
yeah.
Skop, Ava Skop of High Lonesome 4-H with a dairy heifer. And Rick is a member of the Lee County Fair and Rodeo Board, and has helped coordinate a number of activities, within that. All of the board members have committees that they serve on, and they work hard on those. They meet throughout the year. They have a certain amount of things they have to do. They have to arrange. They have to check on. They coordinate. They communicate. They work on. They have to. It's just a lot of work, and each of those committees represents all the different aspects of the fair and rodeo, because it takes a lot of effort to do this annual event, and people work on this all year long. And Rick is one of those people who sit on committees and do a number of things, wear different hats, and help make this a successful event. So Ava Scott with the dairy heifer, good looking one. $5,500, so a nice amount. $5,500 to Ava for that dairy heifer listed. The show weight was listed, sale weight listed at 924 pounds for that dairy heifer. And that brings up number 73, Aubrey Young of Tatum FFA. And Aubrey Young has a meat goat. Even in the smaller towns, these FFA organizations, because even in a smaller town, that doesn't guarantee that that everybody's got room for a farm to raise animals, and the FFA organizations will operate a barn, and they will allow these kids to come in and care for these animals every day, sometimes twice a day, more than that, to do what they need to do. The area, they have areas for them to exercise, to train, and to learn how to show these animals. But the work is done. These young people, when they take that commitment on, they have to promise to be the ones to come out. Of course, a lot of times that's help. Somebody has to drive that young person out to the FFA barns and to do the work once, twice, maybe more a day. So they get a lot of support from families. Aubrey Young of Tatum FFA selling that meat goat. TJ, what was the final?
$67.50.
$67.50. So nice work with that 81-pound meat goat, $67.50. Where are we, by the way, on our unofficial running total, TJ?
$628,500.
628,000.
Just
wow.
under 630,000.
Oh, all right.
Still a ways to go, though, if we're going to hit $1 million.
Yeah, got some work to do.
But hey, all this is for a good cause. It goes
It
to help
is.
the kids and their projects and their futures, and more animals for those that are younger. So yes, we'd like to get more than Carlsbad, but
Yeah, it's good-natured bidding. Number 74, Lily Spearman is up. High Lonesome 4-H with a market lamb. Lily Spearman, $47.50. Good amount for her market lamb. $47.50 for Lily Spearman. I think maybe she has. I was looking back on my list to see. I thought that maybe there was a Lillian Lockwood, so this may actually be the first animal for Lily Spearman. Number 75 now on our list of 124. So we're closing in on it. We're in the final half of this auction. And number 75, Jonas Martinez of Tatum FFA with a market swine. Okay, that was there an at? Was that
no, it was still just
more? It was still
$47.50.
$47.50. Okay. Auctioneer Shane Hall was just acknowledging the buyer, the winning bidder and the buyer on that one. So, number 75, Jonas Martinez coming up with a market swine. Jonas of Tatum FFA, and I believe Jonas Martinez. I think this is not the first animal that Jonas has shown us today. Yeah, Jonas had a market swine. He sold a market swine earlier for $5,500. There may have been yet another one. No, there was at least that one for Jonas. Oh, it may have been the only other one. Got a $6,000 bid so far. Here's some clapping, people trying to bump that up. $6,500. Nice, a market swine, finished number 1.
6,000 total.
6,000 total for Jonas Martinez. That's higher than the other animal he showed sold for $5,500. So it's a good day so far for Jonas Martinez. A good day for a lot of these young people. This is the culmination of their year of hard work. And for many, it's a little bit bittersweet. Some of these animals go on. Some of these animals actually, they keep. There are instances of these animals, even though they've sold. A lot of times the seller donates that back to the young person, and they don't actually take the animal, depending on what the animal is. A lot of times they give that back, and that young person is able to hang on to that animal. So Parker Duncan of Enchantment 4-H showing a dairy heifer right now. This dairy heifer listed at 303 pounds. It is a smaller one, a younger one, smaller one. Parker Duncan doing a good job showing this one. It's more of a calf, really. A nice dairy heifer going to grow into a good milk producer. So Parker Duncan, what did he get for that?
$5,500.
$5,500. So Lovington Buyers Club picking up that. Again, a hats off to not just the individual companies and people, just and organizations, but the Buyers Club. And there's just they just put individuals together and collectively are able to spend more and to buy. It gives you more buying power, more bidding power and buying power being a part of the Buyers Club. And a lot of people choose to do that. And a lot of these companies that are part of a Buyers Club also just individually, they also just go ahead and buy on their own. Number 77, Ajay Longoria of Hobbs FFA with a meat goat. Ajay. Showing that animal very well. Got 5,000 something going on. 9,500? Or 10 grand. Wow. All right. And the bid's still going. Got 10,250. Looking for 10,500.
10,000 even.
10,000 even. All right. Whew. I think that may be the most paid for a meat goat. I'd have to look back, but I think that's a.
We did have one for 13.
Oh,
earlier.
for 13. Okay, I knew we. That's rare air there for the meat goats. So congratulations to Jay Longoria. Brings up number 78 on our list of 124, Hadley Mitchell of Tatum 4-H with a market lamb. From here on out, I see lamb, swine, heifers, goats. That's pretty much it. They're just gonna kind of go back and forth among all of those left. Number 78, Hadley Mitchell. The bidding is fast and furious on this meat goat listed at 83 pounds. Hadley with a really great smile. Gotta be her sister. Gotta be an older sister helping her. So her sister holding up her show ribbon. She finished second with this market lamb. Good bidding on this. $7,000. All right, 7,000 over here, just below and to our left. The buyer, actually, the bidder, the high bidder, with 7,000 for Hadley Mitchell of Tatum 4-H. So nice amount. And that brings up number 79, Jaylee Parker. 79 on our list of 124. We're closing in on it's our final quarter of this event here. So thank you very much for hanging in. You're watching on Lee County News and Sports YouTube. It's also on Z94KZOR Facebook page and HobbsAmerica.com. And the broadcast is brought to you exclusively by J&J Rentals. J&J, constant supporters of youth, of education, of just a lot of community. They're very community-minded, and also they're in on a lot of things. We appreciate J&J Rentals for roll-offs, for porta potties, just about anything you can think of that you want to rent. J&J will come up with it for you. And we got bidding going on for Jaylee Parker's market swine now. Good-looking market swine, good-looking pig. Number finished first in judging in that particular class. Hi. Jaylee Parker up to about 8,000. Shane Hall, the auctioneer, saying looking for 10,500. So 10,000 maybe where it's going to get sold. Whoa, got a little late bidding war going on here. Feels like a tennis match. One's to our right, one's to our left. Watching the bids go back and forth. Yep. Shane Hall, very funny. 14.5. 14,000. He was trying to get to 15. I don't know if that came across on the audio or not, but he was saying, see, 15. It just rolls off my tongue better. Can I please have 15? Didn't get it, but 14 is good.
14's still pretty darn good.
Darn good for that market swine. So congrats to Jaylee Parker of Eunice FFA for that. Number 80 on our list of 124 is Sophia Emiscua. Now, I know we had another Emiscua, but it could have been a sister. I think it was fairly early on. It could have been a... Yeah, Mia Emiscua, actually, with a dairy heifer earlier. And now Sophia Emiscua of High Lonesome 4-H with a dairy heifer. Pretty good sized one. It's listed as 676 pounds, the show weight. And Sophia just barely taller than this dairy heifer. Behaving itself, mostly white, few black spots. And Sophia with a nice big smile as the bids fly. $7,500. I couldn't tell if he was $7,900, $7,500. So $7,500 to Sophia Emiscua from High Lonesome for her dairy heifer. That's going to bring us to number 81, the last on this page at least of 124 total items in the junior livestock sale and the auction today. 81, Max Alvarado of Monument 4-H with a meat goat. And I think this is Max's first animal, and maybe only animal, I don't know. First one up for him for sure. Here's Shane Hall is having a little conversation with Max. $4,500. Max with a nice straw hat and a big smile. And a striped shirt showing his meat goat very well. Listed at 91 pounds. And it's a plant. This time it's sometimes a basket or sometimes individual items. And this time the bonus that goes along with this meat goat is a nice potted plant. Good looking plant, good looking meat goat. Max Alvarado hoping to get top dollar. Shane Hall, the auctioneer, working the crowd. $15,000, wow. Whew. $16,000. Whew. Now that's amazing. That's one of the higher priced animals in this auction period.
And that takes us to just under $700,000 unofficially.
I think is that the most that we've had paid for a meat goat?
I believe so. Yeah,
I think it is. Yeah, I think so. 91 pounds of meat goat for $16,000, and we're just under $700,000. Just under $700,000, and we are turning the page to number 82 on the list of 124. So we have 42 43, counting this one, 43 items or animals to go. And at this point, it is animals left. We've had a few non-animal items in this because of the sweepstakes entries. And number 82 is Aubrey Young of Enchantment 4H. 4H, that is, with a market lamb. And this is a bigger lamb. This is a 103-pound lamb. And it's pink. And it's a rather unusual color. You don't see the... This is a good-looking market lamb. Aubrey Young with this Enchantment 4H. We have a bidder who just sat down to my left, actually, bidding on this one. It's fun. It's just fun to be at auctions. I went to my first auction when I was about 5 years old. It was a family friend. Her Uncle Bud lived just outside Abilene. And Uncle Bud took us in to the Saturday morning auction while I was with her visiting Uncle Bud and Aunt Doris. Not my uncle and aunt. But I remember that. I tell you what, that was my eyes. They said my eyes were bigger than saucers the whole time, and I was fascinated by the auction and the auctioneer. That's amazing. What did we end up with?
$8,000 on that one.
$8,000 to Aubrey Young.
And that does take us just over the $700,000 mark.
All right, so $8,000 for Aubrey Young and her market lamb from Enchantment 4H. Congratulations. That's a nice sale. And all right. And that brings up number 83, Jackson Gonzalez of Tatum 4H with a market swine, a 205-pound market swine, and he's a happy camper. He's got a great smile on his face under that big hat. Jackson Gonzalez going around the show ring, keeping as much an eye on the audience, making good eye contact. He's been taught well, I tell you. He wants top dollar for that swine. He's paying attention to the swine, but the swine he's sold for. Final price on that one was
$6,500.
$6,500. Thank you very much, DJ Miracle. He is
a lot of background noise
it's trying to kind of listen to that and listen around me as well. So thankfully not having to work the camera too hard. Got the camera set. It's static.
Fairly much so, yeah.
Pretty much. And but TJ is manning the calculator and is keeping a running total, an unofficial total. All right, yes, it is Scott. So, yep, and that's the thing. The auctioneer spends some time. A lot of these young people he knows from year to year, but this auctioneer, Shane Hall, they do their research. They know. They talk to the families. They find out. They know exactly who they're talking to, and they have the right pronunciation on these names almost always. And we have number 84 on the list, Chloe Scott of High Lonesome 4H. Showing a dairy heifer, and a pretty good size one, 746 pounds. Not the smallest, not the biggest we've seen, but a good size and a good looking animal. And Chloe looking to get top dollar. $5,000 bid right now. $5,500 for Chloe Scott. $5,500. Thank goodness again to all of our dairy farmers, to all of our other farmers, our ranchers, whether you're growing crops or growing animals, both. We appreciate our growers. We appreciate our showers today and our bidders and buyers. Everybody, you got to have the full cycle, the full circle, for us to all stay fed and our young people to learn a lot of great values of hard work, realizing the results of that, turning around, putting their efforts back in for another year. And it's great to see. This is Madeline Holiday of High Lonesome 4H with a meat goat. 52 pounds, a smaller one. But Madeline Holiday, I think she has shown another animal or two already. Another busy young person. Madeline Holiday, 85 of our list of 124. And sold? Or no? Yep, sold.
I want to say 5,000.
All right, I heard Harmeyer Electric in there. Mary Harmeyer, of course, a friend of the station's, and she's been a guest on our meeting for a number of things. Of course, Harmeyer Electric, longtime company in Lovington, and a lot of these businesses who are either buying animals by themselves or going in with with two or three together, kind of a mini buyers club sometimes. And it's always great to see them. What they're wanting to do is support the customers who are keeping them in business. One hand washes the other. Jonna Butts coming back. This is not her first animal. I think this is the second one that she has shown and sold. Number 86 on the list, Jonna Butts of Jowl 4-H Club with a market lamb. Jonna, I was going to look back and see. Jonna Butts sold a market swine earlier for $6,250, a breed champion no less. Now she's back with a market lamb. She and her family are well known to us from Jowl because of sports and academics too, and that is sold at $52.50 for Jonna Butts. I heard the 52, but I didn't. And $52.50 and that brings up number 87, Ava Griffin is back. This is her second animal, Ava Griffin from Tatum FFA. We talked about her earlier. She's back with a market swine, 280-pound market swine. And Ava Griffin, your Maddox scholar, and does some student broadcasting for us for sports. And Ava was looking back to see what it was that she sold earlier and what she got. She sold a market swine for $12,000. So she's back with her second market swine. She's been, she's of course a great student, academics, athletics. Her dad, Greg Slover, is superintendent of Tatum Schools now and former coach. Ava putting that pig through its paces, 280 pounds of swine, $6,000. So she's having a good day. 12,000 earlier, now 6,000. And that brings up number 88 on our list of 124, Darby Tucker of Tatum FFA with a dairy heifer, a 992-pound dairy heifer. Darby Tucker coming in. And I don't know. And Shane Hall, the auctioneer, having a little fun again. That just shows he likes when he has fun and teases one of these young people, as he is Darby. And he's, it's all in good fun. And what he's doing is he's just bringing out the bids. He's bringing out the bids and creating more of a connection between the audience and the buyers and these young people. And Darby Tucker being a good sport and playing right along with that. Good sized dairy heifer.
6,000.
6,000. Okay. I know he was calling for a $6,500 bid. He didn't get it. Sold it at 6,000 for Darby Tucker. And that's how much the market swine before sold for. So 2 6,000s in a row. And where are we up to unofficially now, dollar-wise?
$741,500.
Just under $750,000, and we're at item number 89 of 124. So we got some work to do and ways to go to hit the $1 million mark here. 89, Tegan Holiday is back. She has already shown animals and sold them. She's from Enchantment 4-H with a meat goat. So Tegan Halliday back. I think Tegan showed and sold the Reserve Breed Champion Market Swine earlier for $7,750. So now she's back with a meat goat. And that meat goat's got a mind of its own. He's excited, it's excited and rolling around she's just it's too antsy to stay in one place, and she did okay. Tegan ended up getting how much for that?
I'm sorry?
Tegan got how much for that?
$8,000, and that puts us just shy, $500 shy of the $750,000 mark unofficially.
All right, $8,000 for Tegan Halliday's meat goat. Brings us to item number 90. Number 90 on the auction list today. Number 90, Kaya George of Monument 4-H with a market lamb. This is Kaya's first animal in the auction today. And I think Kaya, this is the only one that she has. I'm looking ahead at the list. And so she's looking to do well. All right, Kaya George of Monument 4-H. £98 of market lamb. And the bids are flying as the stands are starting to empty out a little bit. We're getting down to the last, 20 or so, 30, the last 30 animals. And as well as, I don't even know what actual time it is. What time is it?
It is 11:40.
11:40 now. Wow, we started this at 9, and we're coming up on the 3-hour mark. Kaya George in the show ring with her market lamb. 5,500, I think. Is that
5250.
5250, okay. 5250 for Kaya George and her market lamb. So a good amount. Brings up number 91, Caitlin Parsons of Enchantment 4-H, that is, with a market swine. 213-pound show weight on this. And Swifty. All right, Caitlin Parsons with a little showmanship there, and that's the name of the game. So Caitlin Parsons with I think they called it Swifty the pig. Her favorite pig. So Caitlin Parsons. $12,000. Wow. Nice amount for Caitlin Parsons and her market swine, 12,000. All right, Caitlin Parsons with the market swine. And number 92 coming up, 92, Jason Tucker of Tatum FFA. Jason with a dairy heifer. Imagine that. All right. It is a family affair a lot of times, because I think when there are several kids in the family, one of them gets involved in 4-H FFA and as an animal, it's kind of like, hey, we're doing the work anyway. We may as well add another one or two to the family, right? If you're going to have to go and if you're going to do the work and feeding and caring, and a lot of times you get more than one kid involved. Jason Tucker, Tatum FFA dairy heifer, good looking one. This one, it comes in at 479 pounds. Sold at what? Sold
5,500.
5,500. All right, 5,500. And now we're at item 93 of 124. And it's Michael Molina of Hobbs FFA with a meat goat. And we talked about, there was a Mojica Molina. It was a Mojica, but this may be Michael's first animal. Michael Molina with the meat goat. And a nice basket of goodies that goes along with that. Michael's got a big smile. And what might be his someone else in the family helping him. A spirited meat goat, got a mind of its own. I think the meat goat's putting Michael through the paces right now. he's keeping up with it. Now he's gonna calm it down, show that. $7,500 from Michael Molina's meat goat. That's a good amount. Oil and gas. Was it?
I didn't hear who it was.
I think it's New Mexico, something oil and gas. I didn't hear. So.
They don't have the PA system up very loud today, and with the other noise, it's very hard
NMJ
to...
maybe. NMJ or NNJ? MNJ oil and gas maybe. Number 94, Lacey Corley from High Lonesome 4-H with a market lamb now. We're at 94, item number 94 on our list of 124, exactly 30 animals to go. 30 animals, that's all that's left in this auction. By the way, the 2024 Junior Livestock Sale and Auction at the Livestock Pavilion here on the fairgrounds in Lovington with auctioneer Shane Hall. 30 animals to go, trying to get to that $1 million mark and above. I'm not sure. I think with add-ons, we probably will make that. But we have mostly lamb, swine, heifers, and goats left. $7,000. Excuse me, I believe that's what that was. Lacey Corley was $7,000 for her market lamb, and brings up number 95, Bree Riley of TVC 4-H. As we're getting close to the 3-hour mark in this auction, and it takes about 3 to 3.5 hours for around 120 to 130 animals. So this is typical. Oh, is it Bri Riley? I thought it was Bree, but it may be Bri. Or maybe what he's saying. Bri Riley of TVC 4-H. Bree Riley, no. He was just joking about the pronunciation. So, Bree Riley, TVC 4-H, market swine. Bidding immediately up. And Bree Riley doing a nice job. Big smile on her face as she looks up at the bidders in the crowd while she puts the pig through its paces in the show ring. $5,000 to Bree Riley for the market swine. So good job, 5,000. 96 is the item number we're at now. Colt Davis of High Lonesome 4-H got a dairy heifer and comes up at just under 1,100 pounds show weight. So Colt Davis, I believe.
That dairy heifer does not want to come into the
yeah,
into the auction pen.
Dairy heifer, whoo, that's a big one. Whoo, she is big, and she kind of has she's being stubborn, mind of her own, and he's doing a great job of controlling her.
She outweighs him by about 1,000, maybe
so
1,200 pounds.
She's pushing him around pretty good, but he's dealing with her. Tell you what, it takes a lot. These kids practice and work with him and know he's got her under control, holding that nose, petting her on the neck, holding up that head. Keeping her now, you see, she's wanting to move, so he's trying to keep her. You know, we talked earlier about the fact that these animals, this is a different environment. It's a lot of people, a lot of noise, and some of these animals take it all in stride, and others are spooked by it and have a little bit more of a trouble with it. And he's doing an awfully good job. Colt Davis. Final number on that one?
4,500.
4,500. Thank you, TJ Miracle, who's keeping track. I'm writing these down, and then he's also writing them down and putting them into the calculator and keeping running total. What's our total right now, unofficially, TJ?
$796,250.
796,000, just under 800,000. And we have fewer than 30. We have about 25 animals to go now. Number 97 on the list is Candace Harrison of Hobbs FFA. There's a name we know. Candace Harrison, an excellent softball player, great athlete, nice family. Candace Harrison, bright future. She learned some of that work ethic through FFA, through raising animals, a lot of that work ethic through sports as well. You reap what you sow. This meat goat, by the way, comes in at 72 pounds. $6,000, $6,000 for Candace Harrison. Nice job, congratulations to Candy. Shortstop. 98 is the item number. Following Candace, it's Gary Spearman of High Lonesome 4-H with a market lamb. 112 pounds. This is one of the bigger lambs. Starting bid 2,500. Quickly got that, moving up. Auctioneer Shane Hall doing an excellent job. A lot of humor, good interaction with these young people and with the crowd. $5,500. Gary Spearman. Oh, 6,000 final. All right, 6,000. Nice round number. Gary Spearman of High Lonesome for that market lamb. And unofficially, TJ Miracle, where are we on our total?
$808,000, 808,250.
All right, over 800,000. Still a ways to go before that magic $1 million mark. We're at item 99 on our list of 124. Connor Davis of High Lonesome 4-H with a market swine. By the way, thank you for watching and listening to this annual, the 88th annual Lee County Fair and Rodeo, and this is the Junior Livestock Sale that's going on in the pavilion, the Livestock Pavilion on the fairgrounds. Started at 9 o'clock this morning. We're closing in on our 3-hour mark on this. 124 items. We started off with the sweepstakes cake baked by Michaela Pierce, your senior home economics sweepstakes winner. Moved into some of the champion, grand champion, breed champions, and some high dollar animals today. Now we're in our final couple of dozen animals. Connor Davis with the market swine here. Connor Davis of High Lonesome 4-H. Connor Davis, I knew he was in it. All right, so Connor Davis sold
6,500.
6,500 was the final for that market swine, but Connor Davis was number 22 seller, and he sold a market steer for $21,000. He sold a market steer that was 1,412 pounds of animal. Sold that for $21,000. It's a good day for Connor, as he just put another $6,500 away with that market swine. All right, item 100 on our list of 124. Kaya George is back. Kaya of Monument 4-H, or Kaya, could be Kaya or Kaya, and she's got a meat goat for sale. She was not all that long ago. She was on our list. $3,500 to Kaya George, or Kaya George. $3,500. Auctioneer Shane Hall making note of one of the Buyers Club, the Tom Pierce Memorial Buyers Club, picking that one up. That brings us to item 101 on our list of 124. So we've officially got 24 animals left here in this auction, which you're watching and listening to on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, on Z94 KZOR Facebook, and HobbsAmerica.com. Number 101, Lacey Corley of High Lonesome 4-H with a market lamb. We just have market lamb, swines, and goats left. That's it. So he's got 4,500, I think, so far. Looking for 5,000. $4,500 for Lacey Corley. So the Tom Pierce Memorial Buyers Club, that's 2 animals in a row that they've bought. We also have Tatum Buyers Club on the board, Lovington Buyers Club, Hobbs Buyers Club. So thank you again to everyone bidding and buying, and then who plan to add on. There will be add-ons that are basically just donations, and that's awesome. A lot of individuals, companies, and organizations do that. So we have 102, Robert Martinez back in the ring. Robert Martinez of Tatum FFA with a market swine, and he was among our first showers and sellers. Robert Martinez was 5th on the list today. He sold the Breed Champion Market Swine for $7,000. I think he may have been back since then as well. May have. $6,500 to Robert Martinez of Tatum FFA for that market swine. By the way, that came in at 191 pounds, so for $6,500 you can do the math. And that brings us to another meat goat, 103 on the list. Aiden Anthony of Tatum 4-H back to sell a meat goat. Aiden also was represented earlier. Aiden Anthony sold a market lamb, the Reserve Breed Champion market lamb, for $6,750 earlier. So Aiden is back in a bright red shirt with a meat goat, looking for top dollar on this one. And this is one of the bigger lambs as well. Not lambs, a meat goat. And this one comes in at 91 pounds. $3,000?
$6,000.
$6,000 is what he said, yeah. $6,000 to Aiden Anthony for that meat goat. And what's our unofficial total right now, TJ?
Just over $835,000.
All right. 104 on the list of 124, so we've got 20 animals left, 21. Bo Ballard of Enchantment 4-H in with a market lamb. It's another one of the pink lambs. It's talking back. Auctioneer Shane Hall is actually talking to Bo Ballard, but the the lamb is getting in on the conversation. Is Shane having a conversation with Bo? He's having some fun with Bo Ballard. I think sometimes this too gives him a break and a chance to have a little fun, inject a little humor, and maybe goose up the bids a little bit. Good time with Bo Ballard. These kids, they know the drill. They know to play along, be good sports, and be part of the show. It's all part of the deal. Bo Ballard with his market lamb. And the auctioneer catching a bidder over here off to the left. That may be, I think that is one of our, and I'm not going to put him on the spot, but I think it may be one of the county commissioners who is bidding, and I know Deanne Kimbrough is over there spotting the bid. And so got a market lamb going on. Bo Ballard doing a nice job. 12,000. Yeah, 12,000. A little bidding war going on there. Goose that bid up a little bit for Bo Ballard. 12,000 for that market lamb. That's a good price. And he's going to take that lamb. It was a busy night yesterday, busy day earlier in the week, probably before the judging, but I think they went ahead and shaved and trimmed around on that lamb before the show and the sale today again. There's a lot of work that goes into this. And, you know, a lot of it is not pleasant. You know, you gotta tell. This is the fun part. This is the payoff. But man, I tell you, 3:30, 4 o'clock on a cold morning. 5:30, 6 o'clock on a hot afternoon, and you're out feeding, mucking the stalls, raking things out. It doesn't smell good. It's hot. It's sweaty, or it's freezing cold. I mean, and it's every day. You know, before you eat breakfast, usually you got to get up and get the animals fed. So that's dedication and that's hard work, and it's good to see that it's appreciated and that it pays off for these young people. So Colt Davis sold that for
I'm sorry?
Colt Davis. What was the last one?
That's where we're at right
That's
now.
the Bo Ballard was that $12,000,
Yes.
right? Okay, just making sure that there wasn't anything else that got added onto that. So, and Colt Davis 105 right now, High Lonesome 4H with a market swine. Market swine coming in at 270 pounds, sold for $6,000. So Colt Davis with another animal. He's had 2 or 3 today. Market swine coming in $6,000 for 270 pounds. And let's see, I'm just looking back to see Davis. I know he's had at least one other animal. I think this is either the second or third animal. And several of these young people have had, more than one. Whew, okay. They do a good job of keeping the dirt and the dust down here, constantly working and keeping the smell down. They're raking out these stalls. I mean, there are a lot of places where you go for an auction like this, even certainly not a junior auction at a county fair, and you don't have the kind of attention, you don't have the kind of space, you don't have the ventilation, you don't have the lighting, you don't have the people keeping the watering the dirt down everywhere, and just keep taking care of the facilities, getting ready for and during this kind of an event. So thank you very much to the Lee County, to the staff and management, Lee County Fairgrounds, and to the people involved with this particular event itself. Attention to detail. That's why Lee County is among the best. But it still kicks up my allergies just a little bit. Having said all that, hay, oh boy, some of the hay that's around, it definitely has got me sniffing just a little bit. Cade Nave of Monument 4-H with a meat goat competition. Bidding is fierce on this one. Young man. So very cute. Cade Nave. 12.5. Yes, 12,500 for Cade Nave. Yeah, I don't have hay fever, but when I'm around hay, I got the hay, got the allergies kicked up. So, and that brings up 107 on our list of 124. And TJ Miracle, where are we unofficially with our total at this point? Where are we with our total at this point?
They just announced one they have, and I think we're off, but I've got 865,750.
Okay.
That's unofficial, of course.
Okay. All right, so 107 Lane Corley with a market lamb. Starting bid 2,500 for Lane Corley. This is not his first animal in this auction. He's got another one coming up in just 3 or 4. No, that was Lacey Corley earlier. And now Lane Corley, and then he's got another market lamb coming up in a few. $6,000 for Lane Corley and his meat goat. We're closing in. We're in our final animals. We've got 124 on the list. We're at 108, so we got 16 animals. left to go. A market swine coming up. Drannon Young of Tatum FFA coming in with a market swine. So Drannon Young coming in. This is not her first animal either. And a nice basket of goodies to go along with that as a bonus to whoever wins the bid on this one. She's going to put this pig through its paces in the show ring. Got a market swine here. And the market swine comes at 217 pounds. As I believe it's probably after 11 o'clock now. We moving on. It's 11:40. It's noon.
It's
noon.
afternoon.
It's
It's
afternoon
12:10.
now. Okay. So the last time it was 11:40, so it's been about half an hour. So we're officially over the 3-hour mark for the auction. $5,000. Excellent. All right, $5,000 to Drannon Young of Tatum FFA. Brings us to item 109, Jocelyn Velasco of Hobbs FFA with a meat goat. Of course, we have 124 items left, so we've got about 15 animals left. And Jocelyn Velasco. So down to our final animals here, trying to hit that $1 million mark, and I think with add-ons we're going to get there and a beyond. But just before the end of this sale, unofficially, I don't know that we're going to get to the $1 million mark. We'll see what happens. Here's Shane Hall, the auctioneer, having some fun with Jocelyn Velasco. It just means he likes him. He sees something in him. He thinks he can kid him a little bit, tease him, and they know it's all part of the show. And it may help them get better bids and bigger bids too. She's got a meat goat. $4,500 bid's what he's looking for. $5,000. $4,500, I think, $4,500. So $4,500. I think a drink. You know, TJ brought up a nice cold bottle from one of the and they provide those. I think they provide the
They do, yes.
the bins of. There was a buyer's breakfast this morning. They provided breakfast, and they have a tub of cold water bottles and he brought me up one, and it's set up here, and I'm going to finally take a drink of it. It's not cold anymore, but I don't care. Tastes good. I think that's the first water. Had a few bites of that sweepstake cake. Very good. Congratulations again to Michaela Pierce of that for the cake earlier. 110, that's the item number we're on. Final one of this page. Lane Corley is back from High Lonesome 4-H, showing a market lamb. Lane did a nice job earlier, just a few animals ago. Sold a market lamb for $6,000. Back with another lamb. Another $6,000, so that's what the other one sold for. Lane Corley with another $6,000. Time to turn the page. Our final page of this junior livestock sale today, and it's item number 111 of 124. So we are down to only we have swine and lambs, one goat left, and the rest are all the pigs and lambs. And thank you for watching and listening. This is being brought to you exclusively by J&J Rentals. Thank you very much to J&J. We appreciate the sponsorship. And for all of your rentals, if you're looking for porta potties, for roll-offs, just anything and everything, then J&J that's who you call and check for. Look them up, J&J Rentals. Thank you. We have Garrett Anthony back in the ring. He has he's had more than one animal here at Tatum 4-H with a market swine. 2,500 starting bid for Garrett Anthony. $5,500 for Garrett Anthony and his market swine. $5,500. Now we're up to item 112. A dozen animals left, and that's it. Where are we unofficially? What's our unofficial total, TJ?
$892,000.
Ooh, just under $900,000. So we're closing in on that $1 million mark for sure. Number 112 is Lily Johnston with the last meat goat of the day of the list. This is the final goat I was talking about. Who's got it? Lily Johnston's got your goat with the High Lonesome 4-H. And Lily Johnston struggling a little. That goat's fighting her just a bit. She's doing a nice job of controlling that down there. So Lily Johnston, I believe she also has sold some animals earlier. No, we've had Lily Spearman and Lillian Johnston. So Lily Johnston. $7,500 for Lily Johnston and the last meat goat of this auction. Now we're at item 113 of 124, so fewer than a dozen animals left there. And Gretchen Ball of Eunice FFA showing a market lamb, selling that. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, exactly 12 animals left to go. So Gretchen Ball showing that market lamb. Pretty good bidding going on. $6,500. Good amount for that market lamb. And that came in at 127 pounds. Brings us to number 114 on the list, Addison Cardenas of Enchantment 4-H. Going to have a market swine. We just have the pigs and the lambs left now. They'll alternate for the final 13 animals here before the end of this junior livestock auction here at the 2024 Lee County Fair and Rodeo. We're in the Livestock Pavilion, of course. And your auctioneer, Shane Hall. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle. You're watching and listening on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, on the Z94 KZOR Facebook page, and on HobbsAmerica.com. And the broadcast is brought to you, the video cast brought to you exclusively by J&J Rentals. Thank you very much. And now we have Addison Cardenas coming into the ring. Addison has a market swine and a nice basket full of goodies as well. Gotta be a sister. Yep, got it. It's her, or maybe a friend. They look alike. helping her out. Addison Cardenas. $5,000 for Addison Cardenas. For that market swine, 221 pounds of pig there for $5,000. Nice job. 115 is where we are on our list of 124 items in this auction. Bo Ballard of Enchantment 4-H is back. Bo is back. He got some ribbing and teasing from Shane Hall before. He has fun with Bo for sure. $2,500 opening bid on this market lamb. He's going to look back and see Bo Ballard sold. He sold another market lamb for $12,000 earlier. And this market lamb, by the way, is 138 pounds. $5,000. $5,000 is going to be the winning bid for Bo Ballard. And let's see. Yep, Tyson Pierce coming up. I think Diamondback was the name of the company that bought that. Number 16, 116 on the list, Jayton Butts of Jowl 4-H Club with a market swine. And we're closing in on our final animals here of this auction. And I think we're going to end up, this auction is going to end up taking about 3.5 hours or so, maybe longer, to complete. Jayton Butts. Shane Hall, the auctioneer again, having some fun with Jayton Butts. Jayton being a good sport. Putting the market swine through his paces. I've been sitting here smelling a lot of smells from the food vendors drifting over, and it's lunchtime. It is definitely lunchtime with gates open. Fair gates are open, by the way. Absolutely open, no admission charged until 5 p.m. today. So if you are also getting hungry, come on over for lunch. $5,000 for Jayton Butts and that market swine. At food and drinks, if you're coming back later on to the fair and rodeo and you haven't eaten all of your favorites yet, then you might go ahead and come on over for lunch and enjoy hanging out. Food court is shady. There are nice places to sit, hang out. You probably, a slack is probably going on at, maybe going on at Jake McClure Arena. I'm not sure if on this final day they have the slack or not.
Yes, they do.
They do. They were doing some over there earlier. Okay. So you can sit and watch that while you're eating in the shade, in the shaded area in the center of the food court over there, if you'd like, or take your items, take your food and drink, and go back to work or go home, and then come back and visit us at the Lee County Fair and Rodeo tonight. They start charging admission at 5 o'clock. It's a big night. They've got their Fiddlers contest going on this afternoon, and they've got, of course, the final night of PRCA Pro Rodeo Action Champions Night. We've got a huge concert expected. Kane Brown is on stage. That concert will start after the rodeo, around 9:30 or so. So it's going to be a lot of fun. This is Elena Valdivia, Elena Valdivia of Hobbs FFA with the market lamb. And she's done a nice job of showing that. She sold that for 5,000.
4,500.
4,500. Okay. I know he was asking for 5,000 at the end. Did not get that, but 4,500 still a nice amount to Elena. And that brings us to number 118, Anthony Duffy of Tatum FFA with a market swine. By the way, Elena's market lamb weighed 129 pounds, so she got good dollars per pound on that. So congrats, Elena Valdivia. And now Anthony Duffy going to try to sell his market swine. 186 pounds of pig there. Starting off with a $2,500 opening bid. He's got a little basket of goodies to go along with that. So Anthony Duffy. By the way, they charge admission starting at 5 o'clock. If you slide in before 5, you do not pay to get in. And that gives you access to the rodeo arena, to the concert afterward, to all the exhibit halls, which we're going to be live tonight from 6 to 9 at our booth in the Zia building. And final on Anthony Duffy, is that for another 4,500? 5,500, okay, 5,500. Thank you, TJ. Anthony Duffy, Tatum FFA, 5,500. And now we're at item number 119 of 124. So we have 6 animals left. And the first one coming up is Carly Webb of Eunice FFA with a market lamb. So we have 6 animals left. We've got 3 lambs, 3 pigs. Carly Webb of Eunice FFA is back. Stretching that animal out, that neck. Good showing. Keeping that animal still. Now gonna take it around, show it off a little bit. Carly Webb. $6,000 bid right now. $6,000 to Carly Webb, as we are down to just 5 animals in this auction that started at 9 o'clock this morning. And here we are hours later, and where are we dollar-wise, TJ Miracle?
$937,000.
$937,000 so far.
Unofficially, of course.
Unofficially, yeah. That's a. I think he's. If it's messed up at all, it would have been about 8 or 10 animals there where I was keeping track of it. So, but it's in the ballpark. I'm sure we're in the ballpark.
We're pretty close.
We've got to be pretty close with our running total here. Number 120 on the list is Easton Torres of Tatum FFA with a market swine. Easton Torres of Tatum FFA with this animal. By the way, admission, when they do charge starting at 5 tonight for the final night of the 88th Annual Lee County Fair and Rodeo, $10 for adults. That's anybody over the age of 12 is an adult. As far as the box office goes, ages 6 to 12 cost $5, and 5 and younger get in free. And the fairgrounds will be open until 1 a.m. The buildings will close at 10. But the carnival will be running and the food vendors will be up, and you'll be able to walk around and enjoy everything until 1 a.m. And that is absolutely when the coach turns in back into the pumpkin, as it will be all over and done at 1 o'clock tomorrow morning, technically. All right, so looking for the final bid on this. Easton Torres and the market swine. So, all right. So we have auctioneer Shane Hall. This happens a lot. Toward the end of the auction, he is encouraging. There's a bidding war going on, and he's thinking the real winner is the young person. The real winner here is Easton Torres. So he is encouraging the 2 bidders to get together and to go in together to maximize the amount of money that's going to this young person and will go into the auction total.
A little horse trading going on
Yeah,
here.
I think so. So it's always cool to see. And and again, it's all for the good. It's all part of the process, and they're doing a little negotiation. 12-5. I think that's what it ended up being, 12-5 to Easton Torres. So good job.
25,000.
Wow.
That's one of the
25?
That's one of the top.
12-5 each is what it was. So it was
Yep.
25 total. Okay. That's cool. All right. $25,000 for Easton Torres on that market swine. That's pretty cool. And so sometimes there's a little post-negotiation stuff going on there, so I'm not sure. Number 121, Lillian Sloan and Hobbs FFA with a market lamb. We're down to our final 4 animals in this auction. Just about done. This thing may end up being closer to 4 hours today instead of just 3.5. So 124 animals or items, not all animals, but items up for auction. We're down to the final 4. And it's a market lamb, a 127-pound market lamb. $7,500 to Lily Sloan and her market lamb, $7,500. So with that $25,000 and this latest one, where are we, TJ?
We are at $970,000.
Woo, $970,000.
Of course, these are unofficial
Unofficial,
numbers.
that's right.
Always got to throw that out there.
Of course, knocking on the door of that $1 million mark here. All right then. You know, and it's just good to see. We've got a lot of agricultural. It's not just oil and gas companies who are supporting this. It's electric companies. It's irrigation. It's ditch diggers. I mean, it takes, when you think about everything that it takes for agriculture to happen, for successful growing season. When Mother Nature allows you to have a successful growing season, right? And all of these companies that are supported by this, all these dollars go back into this, and it helps keep everybody alive and in business. It helps support the communities. It helps secure our future. It teaches our young people, and it's just a great process. $7,500 to Lucy Sloan of Hobbs FFA. $7,500. For that market swine. And now we're down to our final 2 items. So, he's goosing this up. Auctioneer Shane Hall he's going to end up getting $50,000 out of this animal as a market swine next to the last pig. How much did he talk him out of?
$11,000.
$11,000 to Lucy Sloan. I had it written down already as $7,500, so $11,000. Now that's
so
a good nature.
$3,500.
Yeah, that's amazing. So Lucy Sloan with $11,000. Final 2 animals.
And that does unofficially get us to $981,000.
Ooh, so close to the $1 million, and we may be closer than that, or we may be not as close if we're off a little bit. But very, very close. 2 animals left. Number 123, Jordan Torres of Hobbs FFA back with a market lamb, a 140-pound market lamb, and she was represented earlier. Let's see, Jordan Torres.
The official is $939,250.
$939,250. Okay. All right. All right. Final 2 animals. Jordan Torres with the final lamb of the day. Final 2 animals of the auction. Jordan Torres, and then it'll be Jaden Parsons. $6,000 for Jordan Torres. And the market lamb, the final lamb of the day. And that brings us to the final animal of the day, the final item of this auction. And we're just about done.
And I do not know if the 900 now, 945, 250 includes the 2 sweepstakes entries.
Oh, okay.
That may be where our numbers are
Oh,
off.
okay. That may be. Could very well be. All right. 124, final item, Jaden Parsons of Enchantment 4-H with a market swine. She's waving to the crowd, trying to get everybody. Yep. She knows she's the final one, and she wants to get as much participation and as many bidders as she can in on this final animal. And so she's got the last one of the day. And this pig weighs in at 212 pounds, probably about 3 or 4 times, 3 times what she weighs for sure, 4 times. So the clapping has begun. Final animal of the auction, Jaden Parsons, putting that pig through its paces. Big smile for the crowd, a nice big basket for bonus for the buyer. Everybody's kind of looking around, enjoying this final animal. $8,000 on the floor for this one so far. $10,000. Jaden Parson gets $10,000, and we are officially done with the Junior Livestock Sale at this 2024 Lee County Fair and Rodeo. The Junior Livestock Sale began at 9 o'clock this morning, and 124 items, mostly animals, but there were some sweepstake items in there as well. And we're done. $10,000. Let's see. We're going to, I think they will announce the unofficial total before add-ons, and we're going to be very close to $1 million. Just not quite done. We're going to wait and see what Shane Hall says, how he closes out. All right, so this is it. Thank you very much again. This has been the Junior Livestock Sale and Auction. And unofficially, what do we have as the total, TJ
Unofficially,
Miracle?
with the sweepstakes entries, $997,250. Minus the sweepstakes entries, it will be $955,250.
All right, very close to that $1 million. We're going to get over that, well over that with the add-ons. So over the next week or so, those add-ons will come rolling in, and basically donations that come in on top of those amounts that already were listed, and those winning buys. So congratulations to all of the young people. Great job showing the animals, and just good job all the way around, from the sweepstakes cake down to the final animal that Jaden Parsons showed, the market swine. Enjoyed every bit of it, and of course thanks to our sponsor, exclusive sponsor, J&J Rentals. We appreciate J&J for all your rental needs think about J&J Rentals. Look them up and give them a call. And for TJ Miracle, I'm Dawn Morgan. Final thoughts and words, TJ?
Well, just another great livestock show, and we'll see you tonight in the fair buildings.
All right, thank you very much, and thank you for watching and listening to this junior livestock sale here at in the Livestock Pavilion on the fairgrounds in Lovington as part of our 88th annual Lee County Fair and Rodeo, and that will continue with our final day and night of that right here on the fairgrounds. We'll see you later, and thanks for watching and listening on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, on our Z94 KZUR Hobbs Facebook page, and at hobbsamerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan, and thanks. Good day. Be safe.